Hello, everyone. You are joining us on the Esports Wales channel. I am Brett Britannia Wilson, and that is Gizmo. I don't know what side you're on, but whatever side he is, that's
Above.
Gizmo.
We're
You're
just
above. You're above. That's Gizmo.
but yeah, we're straight into draft here.
Yeah.
Might be slightly late. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, we missed a game last week, but hey, we'll go straight back into this draft phase because so far looking pretty interesting drafts. First pick Tristan, not a normal common thing you see nowadays, but we'll allow it just simply because we know this is a Valorant tournament, and let's put the importance of this game into context here. This is a best of 5 series. I will add the series game timer things once I have time in between things. But yeah, if we win this, is this semis or quarters?
This is quarterfinal. We are playing against. This is Team Ablaze. They finished, I believe, 4th on the other side of the division. And since miraculously we finished 1st after a series of events that sadly we did not get to cover last week on the stream, we ended up 1st. So we get the privilege
Let's
of
go.
better seeding into the quarterfinals. And so it's up to us, Team Ice to Team Yar, to take on Team Ablaze. I kind of love the mirroring of that fire versus ice. And it's kind of fitting that we jump into draft hot straight into the stream with that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, let's put it this way: quite an interesting draft phase. If I will say, Alistair, blind Alistair, Braum picked up as a response. A very good response there, but no power pick junglers here. A rare sight to see in today's league. 2 tank junglers, tank heavy. I mean, it's a surprise by me. And the Cassiopeia blind into a. Is that going to be Victor? I mean, a Galio would be nice there, but I understand that Victor might be better into the Cassiopeia. But honestly, I think we're in for a banger game 1.
Yeah, I'm very much looking at this mid lane. You say, right? You got 2 very immobile mages that love to wave clear, or maybe have the wave at your enemy's tower, which with 2, like you say, heavy ganking junglers could create room for a lot of action. Harry being pushed back in his pool did have some other options available, like Lysandra, like the Akali that would not reach for, but being last, he opted in for the Victor. So I'll be curious about how that one goes. I'm curious as to whether they're going to continue to flex the Triss, because that was an option, right? First pick, you expect that to be flexible. I think, because you were unsure about the Jinx pick, I assume that was a denial pick. They anticipated the Trist ending up going into mid. So perhaps it's a bit of smoke and mirrors here to start, despite LeBlanc.
Yeah, I mean, it does at the moment look like a Cassiopeia going bot side, which will be an interesting one. I think that probably were a bit surprised by that. Yeah, it is. I think it is. I believe Kenny is the ADC for them, so that was. I think that's called off by surprise based off the picks. I don't think Victor does too well into Tristana, and
no, I can imagine.
I mean that's gonna be a rough time there, and we know how Yar functions. Their mid jungle prio is what normally gives them the pressure in these games going forward. So gonna be a bit scary. You know they got that tank in the top side, so the Zack's probably not gonna go up there. He's gonna be focusing that bot lane and that mid lane. Play to those stronger sides.
And to mention as well, the Cassiopeia being into bot lane, the miasma ground against Alistair against Camille.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna be super potent. I really love that reversal.
We gotta say, both teams drafting enabler style junglers here. Not quite common. You normally see the carry role, but I mean, this will be a very great thing to see, especially when you're talking about this this mid lane where it's going to be probably we'll see some 2v2s going on. And which one do you favor, the Zac or the Tristana? First, the Trundle Victor. I gotta put my money on the Zac Tristana. I feel like that's just such heavy pressure on that lane. That's very scary if you're the Victor. If you get your flash burn early, that level 2, if you disrespect the Tristana, you're gonna be having hell for this whole game.
And Fog of War becomes so threatening, right? The range that the hop from Tristana has, as well as the jump from Zac in combination, there is not a lot of space around that mid lane that you can feel safe as soon as Tristana goes into Fog, right? Unless you know where Zac is, it's going to be hard to walk up into that lane just as normal with Tristan there, because the matchup probably is in Tristana's favor. And again, like I assume Trundle Pillar can interrupt Tristana jump and Zac, but it's going to be, you can only interrupt one. I mean, and you have to be there prepared.
Yeah, you've got to be good as well for that. Like it's a very short timer for it, so very hard to do. And I will say I am liking these top lane picks. Obviously, Camille. We did do a slight bit of prep beforehand, and we do know that the Blaze top lane does like their Camille, so it's a great denial pick there. But they did just pick up the Shen, and if anyone knows anything about Shen, it's probably the most annoying champion that I can think of, because whenever you go for those little fights, just a little bit of a trade, all of a sudden someone just gets 10,000 shield and can just hit you with So that's going to be quite threatening going late, and it really opens up the ability for them just to side lane with it.
Yeah, exactly that, right? Yeah, before used to play a lot around the Shen pick in some of his previous forms and a lot of the other kind of globals. So we know very much how powerful Shen can be. So I'm hoping that Yar can think back to those days and the kind of Shen priority of the past and just be aware of that threat. Because, of course, if that Tristana becomes fed and she's able to leak into those side lanes, Shen is a great tool to protect you for that as well. Similarly, Cassiopeia, if you're able to isolate her on a side lane or whatever, don't need the Braum there anymore. You have basically a 4-man mid at any point that you want to start a brawl or a skirmish.
Yeah,
and of course, it's hard to attack a Cassiopeia that also has that Stand United behind it.
Of course, yeah. If it does get to a 1-3-1 or a 1-4 Team Blaze, they have that strong side to play to with the Cassiopeia. Just being able to sit on that split push, Shane can always get in, and you got the Zac pressure as well. So if it does get to that point, I expect them to heavily play around this Cassiopeia. Maybe leave that Tristana mid, because I feel like she's a bit more squishy, and the Braum might need to protect them more to stop those. But Cassiopeia can at least stall. On the side of Yar, I mean, you have got the Camille that can do that very effectively, but into the team comp of a Blaze, I think it's going to be quite hard going forward. You know, you're going to get shut down by maybe Shen Arin, Zac.
Yeah.
And you also got to remember that Zac E is going to be a great tool to get this Shen into the backline taunting up, because you got to bear in mind you can stand United onto the Zac as he goes in. All of a sudden, then you've got him in the backline. If he lands the knock up, they're all knocked up into the Shen thing. You're talking about a massive wombo combo, and I believe we're getting into game now, so just let me transfer us over a second. Just let me sort the settings, because I am a mess. I haven't done this in a while.
No worries. So here we are. I'm lit up onto the Rift. Got myself zoomed out.
I'm
got ourselves a little pause for a toilet break. So if any of you were thinking that you wanted to jump into the toilet, get something to eat, get yourself settled, now's probably a good time. The players thought now would be a good time to do the same, hilariously. So we're going to take a little break here for game 1 of our best of 5 for the Valorant quarterfinals. Team of Blaze here on blue, Yar on red. Kind of converse to the team names.
Yeah, I mean, this will be. Let's be fair, this is going to be an interesting one going forward. Hopefully that we can talk about the lanes where we expect to see the most pressure applied, right? If I'm talking about Yar, I'm expecting this Trundle to go up to that top side, give that Camille a lot of pressure, because Camille can shred through these tanks, and into Shen, I believe she does pretty well. And if you do bring that Trundle up there, you also have the fact that she can hook shot off of the pillar as well, and the pillar does slow to make it easier to land. So it could be an interesting lane to look towards. Let me just sort out, because people don't like to go in order. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we need to get Yar on that. If anyone wants to gift Mars some of the champions so they don't have to put him first, that would be lovely. I'd appreciate that. The rest of Yar would appreciate that as well. Of course, we have that post-pause just to make sure that everything is synced on our end and the servers and all that.
Small indie company.
It's not like they have £1 million to give away at Worlds soon enough. And soon enough, we shall see a little bit of action. A little bit of an unusual start here from Yar, 4-manning onto this top side. I assume they're anticipating an early ward. Alistair, not too much of a champion to start with. Just looking for something. Yar is all here. Spotted by, I don't know if a Blaze are aware of how many there are. Hook shot here, straight onto Shen. Getting the passive out from Camille. Nothing more than that. Just answering some of the vision. In the meantime, on the bomb side of the map, Blaze going quite deep. Cassiopeia getting a very cheeky ward here on the outside of Wolves just to check, I guess, where Slender will be pathing later on. Surprised it's not on a camp exactly. But it is going to spot out Sandia, rotating to lane. Good awareness here from Yar. Just to make sure that they're being too likely to be stood on a ward. Going to make sure that they pop that blast gun to prevent invade as well. So they know where they're starting, and of course with the red ward on the other side.
Yeah, surprised that Slee didn't reset as well to get the scanner. Mars did, so they should be able to spot that ward and get that early XP, but look at that harassment there from the Tristana. Nuts damage.
It's the Halo Blades, and it's worthy of note as well that Tristana has opted for the Ignite into this matchup. The Cassiopeia has taken the TP instead, so they still have the same amount of TPs. You've just got a summoner spell disparity between the mid and bottom.
Yeah, and I mean, some people would argue that not having that aggressive summoner in the bot lane could be detrimental to their team, but we shall see how it goes.
I will have to note, I can hear a fire alarm in the distance, so Team of Blaze sabotaging this stream. I might have to dip if it comes to me. I can't tell if it's outside or further along in the block, so I might have to dip.
It's alright.
Not great, but we'll go until it gets here. You'll know when it does. You won't miss it.
If it does, how long will you be? Like,
if it's nothing, I'll be like 10, 20 minutes max. I'll probably come back before the game concludes. If it is a real fire, I can't say, but I'll take my phone with me just to keep you guys up. We can have a bit of a stream about the fire, keep ourselves updated. That'll be a little bit fun.
Okay, look at the jungle pattern here. Trundle going for this topside route. Zach just deciding to clear everything he can. Probably going to go down to this bot side. Hopefully, Yara can push this in before he can get down here. Maybe go for a cheetah recall early on. If they get it off this wave, I think they can make it in. Please reset.
Yeah. Looks like junglers could be pathing mid. We have bot lane moving up as well. Priority.
Are they trying to take the scuttle grab before Zach can get there? It's a bit early of a move. Getting some vision onto the Zach, I think. Oh.
Looks like they're going to try and punish this Tristana lane. You have Mars here in the vicinity first. Headbutt away to get some distance out the jump. Uses the knockup before she goes there. She's interrupted with the jumpers. That is an added feature. Not too long ago, Zandiar looking to get those rockets in, but it's not quite enough. But you got Flash out of the Tristana.
Yeah, very low Tristana. I feel like slight disrespect there. You could have just flashed straight away and avoided all of that, and you could have stayed in lane. But overall, a great movement there from Team Yar.
Yeah, Typo making just Zandiar think about kissing the scuttle. Doesn't quite get there. Gets the smite there instead. Zandiar been zoned off quite a lot of this XP. Is still stuck here at level 2.
But that just gives
them able to catch their wave. But look at that distance in the minimap where they have to respect.
Vader just gets a free recall here. That's perfect for him. He can just walk back to lane. He won't lose any minions for it either. And yeah, brilliantly executed. They're not able to find that gank there just from a cheeky ward by the Shen, but Shen is going to greed here. He does know that Slinny's up in the area, but wait, is frozen against. Yeah, that is sort of frozen. I feel. Yeah, it's frozen. Yeah, so yeah. He will have to stay to try and push that out or call jungler.
Yeah, I feel like the Shen, he's willing just to sit here for now. Like, of course, that wave's not in the excellent position. If you ask less about that, that is not where you want to be as a Shen. He knows, as you say, that the Trundle could be there. So he drops that ward in try before he thinks he's under too much there. Cypher gets the stand ground, whatever that one's called, out of the way. The Spirit Guard, I believe.
Zephyrs broken the forest.
Opportunity. Here goes Trist getting that Halo Blade. So here's the answer that Victor has into the Tristana. And that's a fire alarm getting eerily closer and a little bit further away. Don't mind me. I don't know if that one picked up.
Yeah, I did. It did. Don't worry.
Either way, that's all right.
Victor able.
This is fine. I'll be sipping my tea.
Victor was able to pick up quite a few minions under the tower there. Very nice for himself, just able to pick him up. Sort of free. I think bot side, have they also got a freeze? No. Okay, well, we're expecting to see some movement now for this Drake coming up because we have got a Cloud Dragon already on the Rift. We should see some roams going towards it. Alistair looking towards going to the mid lane here. Zephyr might be overextended
though. To take us over to the concentrated area. It seems Zach is making his way down as well, smelling on something. I believe they've crossed some vision in the river. They're going to spot out Mars and Alistair on that one as well, and they're going to spot the ward out too. So Harry with the control ward's going to be negated on that vision, but yeah, there's the alert thing. He's very much aware of their danger. Oh, and there's a fire alarm. I'm in danger myself, so I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay, well, I have been left alone here, so this is going to be an interesting game 1. I can see if I can get someone in to cover. Right there. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, craziness going on already here in this game. We are seeing a massive CS lead coming out in this bot lane, but we are seeing some aggressive trades. Zach has got a control ward down on this Drake, so I'm expecting him to go for it very soon, but will Trundle come down to this bot side and try to influence it before then? Flash engage here from the... Locked up. Alistair goes down, but they get the return kill, double kill over to them. Yeah, overall, a great play there by Team Yart. I thought he was going to get turned around there by the flash engagement by the Alistair, but with the Trundle being in the area, they're just able to pick it back up on the backside of that. So very well played. Seriously, Zach going for this Drake here. Should be pretty free. There's no one in the area, so he should pick it up. But we have got Alistair standing behind here, trying to get this flank. I believe he's going to be charging up the Hex Flash to try and dive. Zephyr putting him into the ulti. Notice Alistair knocking him away here. Should be able to get the stun off soon. Grand Pound goes wild. Zephyr flashes for very little space, but Shen plays it perfectly, able to get out. He should be able to dash over this wall soon. Oh, and the Camille just follows him. It took a bit longer than it should have, but they're able to pick it up in the back end. It's fine. Aggressive TP out in the top lane. I wonder if the Shen's going to try and go on to Zephyr here. Should be able to get the taunt on him if he wants it. There's a massive wave, but Slinny's coming to punish this. Please just focus the Camille. Burn him before you get killed. I think he can get this trade. There's no mana, but decides to ult out. I mean, I think he could have killed Zephyr there before that. But either way, that's going to be a long walk back up to that top lane. TP used too aggressively there. I wonder if that's going to turn into a Yar Herald here, but they decide to go for the red buff instead. Maybe a slight mistake there, but Zephyr should be able to put this into a nice freeze on the top side. And yes, I am talking about freezes as much as LS, but hey, they win games. What can I say? Zephyr just going to call the reset, maybe TP back to get the rest of that wave. Just going to see some interesting trading going on in his bot lane. I wonder if Rome can land the Q. I don't think he will for a while, but it just seems like the way he's pushing out, Cassiopeia just wants to push it back in, but Zach is coming, so they want to let the wave push into them so that they overextend for it. Rome's going early. Can they get anything? They just get the Jinx Flash. I'm sorry, I stumbling over my words. I am not used to this this pressure. I think Zach can go for the dive here, but will they try? Cassiopeia ult is up, as well as Zach ult. They should be able to give it a go. Tristana going aggressive here. He's going to get stunned up by the Victor on the backside, but can he follow through? Flashes in, able to get the ulti off. Solo kill in the mid lane, but Zach going aggressive here. The Jinx, pretty sure they're dead. Yep. Is Zach going to trade passive for it? Yes, he will. Cassiopeia just walks out, but no, the extra tower shot gets him on the back end. That's why you take the other defensive summoner in that bot lane. I mean, it's fights everywhere across this map. It's crazy. I am getting a note that the security has come to Bert's room. So I assume that he's getting escorted out or something. Yeah, whatever's happening, but it doesn't matter because we're in a League of Legends game here and we're doing great. Thank you for saying I'm doing well as a solo caster. I'm a color caster. This is completely new to me. I don't do this stuff normally, but either way. Zephyr's trying to push this wave under tower. There shouldn't be any jungle intervention here, but there is a slight CS lead. So if he can get this under, I shouldn't go for the dive, but getting that early lead in this top side should transition this into the Herald when they get a chance.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Are we still live? Are we still going? We dropping in hot? Team of Blaze setting my block on fire. Thank you very much. 4 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, you take over now. I need a break. I need a nap.
Yeah, go for it. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the stream up on my phone in time, but it doesn't seem that I'll need to. As a thingy hops away, we get engaged here into the top side as well. The prison comes down. The spirit gun's going to buy some time. PTA should be proxying here from Cypher. Pillar's already used, but the chomp gets that one done in and done out for Creon King. Yep. Let me get myself checked up on what's going on here. So, 3-2 on the Cassiopeia. Seems like a great dive. Yeah, I could predict here. Oh, great turn here from Zandia. Is going to get himself away from the petrifying gaze, but is it going to be enough to get away from the ticking in the Landry's since he's so far ahead of the clock? It seems like he will just about survive, but that was close.
That's got to be 1 HP there. Yeah, Cassiopeia ult just maybe throwing out just a little bit too soon. I love when you see the people predict that, but honestly, yeah, the great dive in the bot side to be able to get this Cassiopeia so far ahead, which you did miss. But hey, it's okay. I was enjoying solo casting. My throat maybe not, but for the most part, it was great fun. Trish did get a solo bolo in the mid lane.
Sing about me.
It was nice talking to myself for a while. It was great fun.
Sure, you're very practiced.
Cassiopeia decided not to go for that extra tower plate and instead deciding to go for some cheeky vision with the Braum. They should be able to spot out this blue buff is still there. Is she going to take that? Could be a bit greedy, but they don't know where this Trundle is, but looks like it's going to be uncontested.
Yeah, well, I imagine they're somewhat aware of Trundle was because they know the Herald was taken, which probably buys them some time to at least have a gander into that bot side. They yield themselves a blue in exchange.
Oh, I just pinned off.
So, trade here. It's not got the most mana and has a tower shot now to his name as well, so I'm not going to think too much better of that one.
Sorry, I keep tapping out to sort stuff out, and I keep pushing off director cam, but it's okay. There's turned into a second Drake here for Team of Blaze, and that's going to be pretty scary. I actually have forgotten to put the objective timers on. I'm sorry, but it is an Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul, kind of a nut soul here.
Yeah, especially with the front line you have assembled as well, right? It makes it a lot harder to find convincing engages. If you are going to brawl as a team, you are definitely looking for that Tristana. But even ahead of that, you're looking very much for the Cassiopeia, which they seem to be doing right now. Going to get the flash in Gage here from Mars. He's going to get the Petrifying Gaze and the Pillar out on that one. Zax arrived here and he's going to make him kiss with Mars. That's a little bit horny, I would think. And here comes the bounce as well. That's a little bit hornier. That's a little bit of a win. A 2-for-0. Double kill again onto this Cassiopeia for a Blaze. They are on fire.
I will say you're slightly ahead of me, so I'm just going to speed up the stream just slightly. But yeah, honestly, really well punished by a Blaze. Great reactionary gameplay there. They saw that Yar forced way too hard on that play. They bring in the shed and TP and just mop up on the back end. They knew that jungler was in the area, and yeah, it's another 3-2 kills for this Cassiopeia. And I've got to say, the one time we actually see them like flex properly in this tournament, it works out well for them. I mean, if that was at Tristana in that bot lane, I don't think it would have this power that it has at the moment.
Exactly that. I'm just taking a look at the guard now for myself. 2k ahead of this Jinx already with the Leandri's complete. She's ahead of the Victor as well. This Cassiopeia almost completed Sarah stacks with 4 Dark Seals as well is a little bit petrifying, you could say, as Slinny finds his way in here. He's going to try and petrify Tristana, but she holds her nerve and holds the rocket jump as well.
But the big thing that happened with that play is that due to really not doing well there, they missed out the opportunity to put down the Herald for tower plates. So now that's just 300 gold gone pretty much, and hopefully they can use it at top side maybe to push down this tower. But at the moment they've been trying to play to this bot side, and I'm sorry, but bot side's your weak side. Play to this Camille. Camille's been stomping this Shen.
Yeah, and it looks like Shen's about to get stomped just a little bit more as well. Thanks again to Zypher. They're going to be diving here. Slaney taking 1 tower shot too many, looking to advance that one no further. Shen survives this one, but it does cost him his flight.
Tristana and Zac are in the area though. Are they going to look for a turn, or are they just defending the Herald in case it gets spot here? But yeah, I gotta say, I think the Herald needs to come down top or mid here for Team VR, because without it, you're locking the Camille up into this top side, or the Victor into that lane, and they need to get out as soon as possible so they can influence everywhere else. And that is what Yar's been doing in previous games. I haven't seen it quite yet.
Yeah, 16 minutes into this game, Yar haven't had quite the same pattern. I can't say I've seen all of it to know if that's exactly it, but the results don't seem like the patterns from Yar we normally see of getting involved across the map. Typo, however, is definitely doing that, pulling Camille back into the lane, getting pushed back under the tower here. The pillar going to be a bit of an obstacle. Selene creating a little bit of a difficulty here for Zypher, going to have to flash his way over there. Typo getting the bounce in again. It's going to look to make them kiss once again. Zypher just not quite dodging away from the kiss there, gets the taunt in range for Shen, who's going to finish that one up with those auto attacks. Selene now stuck between two places. One of them's a little bit squishy, one of them's a little bit hard, but Harry's on the other side of that one. Going to get the Chaos Storm in and lock him in with the pillar inside of the warp. He's going to block out some of these auto attacks from a Victor, but that's not the damage you're worried about from a Victor. He's going to lock that one up as well. Typo looking to get himself out of here as well. Has the passive available, has TPs available as well. It looks like they might not use them yet. They're going to stall out on the passive. If they don't TP, I'll be very surprised. Oh, there's a TP further over the lane. They could have saved him. I think he's dead. Is Harry going to get somewhere? He's running for it. He's going to get somewhere. He's going to get 300 gold, but he's going to get an execute. In fact, if we're taken into the action in bot lane where there was a TP being channeled, I think got cancelled, and they're going to pay the price for that one.
Yeah, I mean, the TP not coming to the top side, a bit surprising if you were going to TP to the player anyway, but...
Oh, we have a TP bot side, but it's not going to catch the distance that Mars makes for them. Instead, we're going to get the ult in here instead, but there's a Stand United as well. Zypher gets himself into this play, and he gets the Braum, but how can he get out of this one? A flash follow here from Cassiopeia. I don't think she's the most available. Going to get down the other side of the wall, Shen, looking for a taunt, but isn't going to find.
Avert your eyes. I mean, that's something that you hate to see when it happens. I'm gonna say that was just to push the Cassiopeia away to go onto the Braum, because it worked that way. But yeah, no, that was not great there from Mars. But a kill's a kill at the end of the day, and they're getting it. Is Zephyr going to go on this Tristan? No, just go for the wave instead.
He's got it at the cost of Stand United as well. So despite the fact that Stand United was answering a teleport, he still got a kill. That's pretty okay. It's just at the cost of Zandia in the previous play. Of course, Harry giving over an execute kind of makes it all right. I think really the only loss is Tristana getting that free time in mid lane.
Yeah, but I'm missing a lot of CS topside. I mean, no one's going up there. I feel like they should just send Victor up here and he can always TP down for the Drake, but that CS is just going to be missed. A lot of wasted XP and gold there, but great sweeper there.
Oh, we have a bit of an engage here. We have a bit of a fight and a petrifying gaze here onto two. Selene is going to get taken down almost immediately. He's going to survive here on the Savage Gate from the ticking, but the rest of the fight is ensuing. Zypher going to be chipped down. Zandia getting out of there. There's a double kill. Zypher maybe looking for a little bit more actually. 2 kills here with no cost for a Blaze.
Yeah, really well played. I think it was just slight over aggression there from the side of Team Yard. I think that they're upping gold more than they. Well, I think they think that they're upping gold. Instead of just an even playing field, they hard force, but Cassiopeia just untouched on that backside and just live forever. And she can just shred through all of your tanky members unless you get that Camille engaged perfect stun onto her. It's gonna be a hard fight front to back any day. So looking like a rough start here from Team ER with the Dragon Soul one Drake off.
Exactly that, 3 Drakes down. It's going to be a little bit harder to continue going into this game. We're going to have to make sure that this soul point does not go over at the 25-minute mark. Just 4 seconds. 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I don't know how I managed that one for the Ocean Soul.
And I mean,
it's made that Cassiopeia a lot harder to kill.
Yeah, going into the next game after this, surely this game will set the statement of the series, right? We've seen this flex this Cassiopeia to the bot side. Is this going to be a one-game wonder of it, or are they going to try and pull us out multiple times? Maybe switch it to the mid lane next game if it goes through ban phase.
We'll have to wait to find out as Buster Shot just make sure that Zypher's ultimate gets cancelled there.
Yeah, I mean, bit aggressive there. If you're going to do it, you have to land the stun, right? Tristana always knows that she can just ult you out of it. It's the one problem with... It's the one weakness of Camille. The only one. That she can get knocked out of that very easily, but... So far, I think they're just going to try and pop down this tower topside. At the moment, you're just farming uncontested. A full reset from a Blaze.
Yeah, a bit odd about this one because I was thinking, they're probably cross-mapping, and I look at the minimap, but Yar has presence in that bot lane as well, and it's not like Harry isn't extending his push into mid either, so having some time to reset on the map here. Baron is on the card, so I'll be curious to see if a Blaze try anything with this. They do have a very fed Cassiopeia who could melt this Baron particularly fast if she wants.
Yeah, a big surprise for me here is that the Cassiopeia is deciding to group mid instead of going to that side lane. Put the Tristana mid, let that Cassiopeia get that solo XP, because let me tell you that Cassiopeia is already ahead in items if she gets ahead in levels as well. She's going to be an absolute menace and untouchable going forward. Chicken Camp's going to respawn there. Easy smite for Slinny on the backside.
Uncontested is that mid tower, and they're just going to start up on this. They're aware that they don't have vision. They have some probe vision into the top side jungle as well. And like I said, that Cassiopeia can melt this very fast, and it's it's melting. It's already down to half. Yeah, some vision. They get a ward on the other side. They might get a little bit aware, might be a little bit suspicious, looking to get in there. They go double flash, and they steal it. They stole the Baron. 20 minutes into the game. Let's see what happens for the rest of the fight. They're probably just going to melt, but they got that Baron. They're going to staunch the game off that one. Yar with a bit of a miracle flash over, survive for now.
I just want to say you are like 5 seconds ahead of me. So
spoilers.
That Baron's got completely spoiled, so I had to speed through it. I'm sorry, my production value is not on point today, but either way, Yar picking up that Baron on the back end, that's going to equalize the score. That's going to be devastating for the side of Team Ablaze. I thought it was a nice idea to draw them to fight, but if you can't land the smite, it's getting pretty scary, and Braum just overstepping here, decides to hit to get the... Yeah. Didn't auto-attack that. I think he would have been fine, or if someone else tanked the aggro for him, but tried to go for that stun to try and trade, but yeah, ends up not doing so well. But look at this 3-level difference in the Shen versus the Victor. That Shen has really been starved this game.
Yeah, doing a very good job of calling Ablaze's engine so far. I say so far. As of recently, being able to secure that Baron has enabled them to staunch the siege. You can see now they're setting up for something here to answer the counter push with this Baron. Going to get the jump in. Tristana's a little late. She's going to get instantly engaged on the Stand United comes in as well. There's a TP as well. The bounce is going to buy some time. They're going to have to walk out from this one. The Chomp is going to keep Shen in place, and the Spirit Guard going to keep him safe with Jinx. But the Baron minion cannon is going to secure the tower just so effortlessly. Unlike how I say that word. Much labor intensive.
I will say, I think the Stand United should have been cast on Lazak before he went in, just able to land that double CC where he knocked up straight into the taunt, and then it maybe would have been a kill turnover. But at the end of the day, that was a lot of cooldown juice from Ablaze, so for pretty much nothing, and they still lose the tower at the end of the day. And the side, yeah, just reset and just take the reset. We'll see. Drake is coming up in 45 seconds here, so this will be a chance for Ablaze to pull them into having to have a 5v5 fight again. And will yeah be able to win this one now? Equalized gold.
Way to yeah, like you say, the gold is where it's going to take us to next. You can see there's a 4k difference or 3.5k difference between Jinx and Cassiopeia. A lot of this gold that Ablaze are bringing to this next Dragon fight is on this Cassiopeia. Yeah, I think that's weighing on Yar's mind. We'll have to keep your eyes on Kenny to see what he can do in this team fight, because of course it's the soul. It's the all-important soul that we've been talking about, and Yar looking to try and get into this pit that might not even be able to access it if Ablaze set it up properly. They have the jungle lit with vision, but it seems to be being answered.
Yeah, it looks like
the Stand United is going to be available in time either, but both TPs available on the top side. They're just going to be careful about from where they TP. Direct camera takes us into the river. You see Yar did secure the crab. That's quite an important piece of vision that you can't remove. Going to get the wards out here, but Miasmid locked up, has to pop the ultimate a little bit late, but they got the knock up interrupted by the pillars while the TP's coming in now from Shen and from...
Maz are going to have to reset here, though, and there's no Stand United on Shen yet. It's ticking up now, so maybe he could have left the TP and just used that to get back into the fight in a minute, but that's one member down from Team Yard. Are they going to still be able to try and fight this? I think they need to just back off here, but that's going to be Ocean Soul given over to Ablaze.
Not even going to try and give the rockets. Oh no, here we are, but the smite comes in. Going to secure that one. Ocean Soul for Ablaze.
Yeah, Yard just trying to force maybe too hard. This Cassiopeia just seems untouchable at this point. I mean, look at the gold difference. I've left it on it for just a little bit, and 3.5k gold is massive. I mean, that's over an item. And I wonder what this Cassiopeia's going next. Is that that's the Rylai's. And she's also been doing some enjoying a Dark Seal as well. Hopefully soon we'll get the book on how we get that many stacks, but we shall see how it goes. Zephyr getting engaged
onto Zypher, but the ultimatum is going to come in. Buster Shot is still available, I believe. The Stand United here to follow, and the blast code excellently timed there. Just going to blast Tristana back out of that one, and Stand United finds nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're upset about that if you are. Sorry, if you're Ablaze, right? You Stand United top, but you got the flash out of the Camille, and your Stand United will come up about the same time as the Camille are. So, you know, you take it because a Camille with no flash actually is pretty common. What I'm on about. Camille doesn't need flash. She has hook shot. She don't need nothing. She's a strong, independent, no flash champion. But yeah.
That is a lot of your reliable engage here onto Cassiopeia being able to flash the wall dive to connect that stun. Maybe be able to blow her up. There's the Magi's you're talking about. I was looking there anyway because as Bella mentioned, this Zonies is a very good way to make sure that those Magi stacks stay very much afloat.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to note is the rapid fire cannon on the Jinx. I feel like that's slightly wrong. Probably low doms would have been nicer here, or even going into Wit's End just to try and stop this Cassiopeia damage early on. Probably would have been a better build path here, but either way, I mean, you're down in gold. It's going to be a struggle to compete against this Cassiopeia anyway. Obviously, Jinx late game can be that teamfight monster, especially when you get to that even game state, but so far in this game, not really looking like it's on going that way.
Yeah, well, the gold is still even, if not favoring. Yeah, got to add in the fact that the Dragon Soul is in favor, so it is very much still Team of Blaze's game at the moment. I love this kind of game state. There's nothing really quite available yet until 25 seconds when the Baron spawns. Got Outer Tower still available for a Blaze to obtain, so it's just kind of this shadow is like the start of a game of chess. No pieces are quite yet being ready to take them, but all of the players are very much aware, and their teamwork is trying to get these pieces into the right places for when the action starts. 2 seconds, 6 seconds now to this Baron. Action's probably not far off from its spawn either.
No.
Getting some vision in the river.
Now, if you're a Blaze, you try and take the 50-50 again, because last time it didn't go so well. I mean, yes, it is a Trundle who has that ability to smite from higher than you. So are you scared now to take that or do you want to take it to try and force the fight and just go for the turn? Harry putting out absolute damage onto the Shen, but...
Yeah, speaking of forcing something, tries to force something here out of Shen's going to get the taunt out of it in exchange for the Chaos Storm. Going to get some shove here into this tower. If Shen stays, he could be under a little bit of threat. There's no TPs available for anyone bar Harry. Kenny's already at the play, so really beating anywhere. Flash out of Braum and a TP coming in here from Harry into the back of the Baron pit. Comes the Glacial Chasm, going to create some space here from Zandia. Mars is going to be the target for now, but he's going to get locked up. He's going to get the damage reduction. Miasma here onto Zandia and the Exhaust. He's going to buy some time for Kenny to do some work. He's going to get his team into Alistair, but it's not going to be enough. Going to get the ultimatum here. Kenny pops the Zonies. He's going to try and keep those Magi stacks alive. Keep your all on. Cassiopeia down. That is the go sign here for y'all. They're going to get the engage on the backside of this fight. Going to get all of those bullets into Shen. Ping, 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 ping. They're just bouncing off, but it doesn't last long enough. Double kill here for Harry. They just wipe the floor.
Is the biggest flex for y'all that they still have 4 flashes up, because honestly that Cassiopeia was gonna rattle off that damage very soon, but only the Braum was the one covering her at that point. And I mean, you've got a 10 kill Cassiopeia. Please peel that man, and this could, I don't think it's end, but it's gonna be at least inhib into Baron probably. It's gonna be pretty messy here. Elder in a minute 30. If they get Baron here, I think they can maybe force back into Elder afterwards.
Thinking about going for a little further on that tower, but now the Braum's alive, he should be able to defend those turrets very well. And with a lot of stake, as like you say, the Elder and the Baron, they're not going to risk anything just for an Nexus tower that they can take after taking the objectives a lot more securely. Mars reunites with them in the river, and Jarl looking to get onto this Baron fast. They might actually look to set up a play here. I think a Blaze looking to be cautious about their approach. You might be able to find something. Vision comes down. If they leave this objective, they might not be able to answer it if a Blaze decide to turn on.
I mean, Cassiopeia could just shred this, but she is showing mid lane having to pick up these super creeps. But either way, I mean, I feel that's a bit of a misplay. They probably could have burst that with the Jinx. Deciding to go for the Lord Doms now, though, so feeling happier about it. That's a nice ward there by Mars. You see the one just outside the pit that doesn't get shown by the red wall, but he is looking for the engage.
Remember, as you say, he's looking for the engage, but he's going to get engaged on instead. He has the ultimate back up, and the Glacial Chasm going to interrupt someone this time. Zypher going to have to get out of there instead of getting in. We're going to have to see what that Lord Doms can do, because he's going to have to buy so much time and damage for the rest of the team. Harry's still alive, Snake's still alive. Going to get the pillar in between the two, but it's also going to lock up Zandia. The sun is going to connect onto 2 of the members. He's going to buy some time to turn on to 1. Cassiopeia is still alive, Tristana is still alive, and they have the Ocean Soul. The slower this fight goes, the better it's going to be for a Blaze. It's 2 for 2 for now. The Jinx is down. Most importantly, the Alistair, part of the engage also as well. Going to look for another pillar. Is Slin. He's going to get dissuaded by the Miasma. They're going to turn away on that engage. Going to get some chip in from Harry. They're going to buy some of this space to buy time to clear these wards. Vice versa. So going to get the Guardian as well.
Zephyr's going to pressure at the end, I think, with this double stacked super wave. They are staying topside, so...
Yeah, they're looking to cancel the ports. They do have Shen spawning in 5 seconds. Might be able to get a tower or something else out of it here. The Braum going to use the Unbreakable. Going to open the doors for Harry to use that phase rush to get by some space. Cassiopeia alive. She hasn't been using too much of these fangs yet. The Tristana going to go force forward. here onto Selene. They can't get back. Camille has taken one of these towers. Shen is going to try to tango with this one. Zach's going to push her off. But you have the rest of the members now rejoining. You can see on the minimap, Alistair is just about in range to start something. If it goes, Harry flashing in with the Killstorm, going to look here for Monty. He's going to get the flash out of the Tristana, and Zypher's there, ready on the backside, trying to find something. The Jinx Soul goes a little bit wider. The Pillar finds its way onto Cassiopeia. All of the gold still alive. The Ocean Soul and the Stand United is going to keep her very much afloat. He's going to look to try and turn for something here, but the prison is going to get them turd. Yeah, find something amongst all of that chaos.
I mean, Zephyr can just tip into the base if he wants to. I don't think he's noticed it yet, but yeah, they could just tip into the base. Why are they doing Baron here? Elder's just so much better, no? They got people in the area.
Yep,
is also going
to wait. They have some of these flanks. They got to TP, as you mentioned on Harry. He's going to TP back here to the Baron. They know that a Blaze might have to answer for that mid wave. They have just one tower left standing, and now they have the Baron to look to push for it. They have the Elder up now as well. Yeah, coming ahead with the Baron.
Yeah, no one's touching the Elder. A big surprise here. Honestly, I think it's probably the best thing in the game at this point. Looks like there's going to be a fight for it again, but a Blaze needs to push out at least, I think, this wave and maybe the next wave before they get collapsed on. As soon as someone just pressures that with Baron, it's going to be in trouble. Yeah, y'all just get a free setup on this now, and a Blaze didn't get anything for being topside, just staring at them doing the Baron.
Mind everyone at home to keep your eyes on where Zypher is and keep your eyes on that TP to see what he does with it. Man's going to Hex Flash over the wall. The nearest ward they had has just expired, and I'm pretty sure I might be able to solo that tower. And speaking of solos, Andiel's going to be starting out this one with Slim. They're going to have some vision on the far side of the pit, so looking to pull this one out. Have Zypher on that flank, like I mentioned. Tristana flanking here, trying to look to deal with that Camille threat. She's going to have to back up because they don't have vision anyway into here. Elder at 8k. Mars has the deeper flank going on. Harry looking to get some pressure into that bot wave, give them room to maneuver around this team fight. The Ocean Soul is not doing work whilst they're at full health, mind you, so this is an even standing in favor of Yard by the Gold. And how much of it is spent. You can see Zypher pushing his way into the base. There are 2 TPs ready to answer and Stand United. There are options for a Blaze to make something happen here. They're going to knock the Braum back. They're going to try and pull them in. And yeah, a Blaze, they're just going to have to back. They're going to have to let the Braum die. They've sent the Tristana to answer Zypher, but he's got the Baron buff and Siege Marines to help him out. There's not really a Trist here for long. If you're going to have to use the Buster Shot prematurely with the Hex, or the Stand United's going to come in as well. They get the tower. Zypher going to be locked up here on the taunt as an answer, but they should be able to just get this one as well. Zach going to look to 50-50 it. Zandio secures it. They should just be able to clean up type of heroic effort to get into that one. Gonna get the execute on that, I think, was that? I'm not sure. But Zypher in exchange for the Braum and that tower is pretty good, as well as securing that Elder. Yeah, might just look to be able to end. I think their Baron buff is still surviving as well.
Oh my god, the Jinx got it. Not even the smite of the Trundle got that then. That was so close. I think if he gets that then, a Blaze can then just try and force a fight wherever afterwards, and it would be fine. But at the moment, it's looking pretty doomed here. 9k, 8k down.
Dinner with that Elder buff. He's ringing the bell. They're going to use this Baron buff minion to try and create some pressure in that vault side. Try to crack open the last of this shell that's standing for a Blaze's base. The Zap going to chip out the Braum quite fiercely. Going to split up the Baron buffs across them. The inhibitors just respawned. You got the TP in here from Zypher, I believe, into mid lane as well. Yeah, our assembled as 5. The tower's gone. You've got Jinx getting excited. I'm getting excited as well. Are you excited for Arcane coming out soon? That's a bit of a teaser. An interrupt here onto Typos engaged. Andy are flashed regardless. That's a little bit of a threat maybe if a Blaze can turn this one around with the Elder. I should find it's pretty impossible. The chasm comes down, but it only finds its way onto Harry, who doesn't really care. Jinx gets to open up into the backline. She's looking to get excited. Going to get the Elder buffs in there as well. Harry doing is just desserts. They don't need a front line. They don't care about this Cassiopeia. They only care about this Nexus, and that's Andy damage. It's not quite enough to keep him afloat from the fangs. And of course, we don't get to see the Nexus blow up because there was a pause, quite sadly. But I assume that's because Yar take that Nexus and take game 1 of the series.
Yeah, I mean, craziness going on early game there. Let me just get us back to duo camera a second. Honestly, you're loading in still. Yep, there we go. And we're all here. Honestly, crazy game 1. I thought that was looking pretty doomed there for Team Yar. Probably should have been. Looking at it, I mean, Cassiopeia with 10 kills pretty early on does not get the attention from a team that was probably necessary to be able to carry that game. Also got starved out of XP, but great work by Team Yar to recover there. I gotta say, props to Zephyr in that top lane, able to apply so much pressure early on, get that Shen behind, and just be able to sit use the 1-4, the 1-3-1, get that lead and split the map really easily.
Yeah, great cross plays there from Yara. I feel like, as you say, the Cassiopeia not getting the attention her team needs, the Brom getting caught out consistently meant that there wasn't quite enough peel with just the Shen alone, because Yara was definitely giving the Cassiopeia attention, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, that Cassiopeia was getting go by everyone, right, in those fights. And one thing I will say, oh, sorry, I'm still showing me just joining these games. That's probably something I shouldn't have done, but yeah, we switch it back over to dual camera. And yeah, this Cassiopeia just didn't get the peel that she was requiring late game going onwards. And honestly, it was looking pretty doomed early on. But yeah, find the right plays. They find their way onto that Cassiopeia in that fight by the Baron. And the steal. I mean, the steal was probably the turning point, right? If it wasn't for that steal, they would be 2k up gold and be able to. They would have got the towers because they only got one tower before that. So freestanding gold, they would have just snowballed the game. So great steal there. Maybe you can say that was Blaze overstepping their mark, maybe, but either way, a back and forth series, and I'm looking forward to the rest of these games. It's hard to tell who's going to win the rest of them.
Yeah, after a fiery start here from a Blaze and the cool head of Yar to take the macro win, and just being able to pick the right fights and keep their head cool with those smites in those 50-50s, we'll have to see very much what happens for game 2, because I'm much more excited about what's going to happen for that. So I think we'll probably take a break just to make sure that we're ready for that game 2, now so heavily anticipated. So we're ready to toss it to a break. We'll see you guys here shortly. Whew. Hey, welcome back to the Valence League quarterfinals. You're joining us for, well, just ahead of game 2 of Team Yar versus Team Ablaze, which was very much Team Fire versus Team Ice, because that game was a bit of a melt, not gonna lie. We were a bit staggered about how tense and close that game was. And so we're quite excited for game 2. And of course, talks about game 2 come to draft. And of course, talks about draft come from the draft from game 1. So I believe you had some points you wanted to make about how that game played out in the draft.
Yeah. First thing I want to say is about how Ablaze was doing well until you got back. Full blame on you. They started a fire near you, and you decided not to be left alone. I guess they just don't like you. But yeah, the main thing I want to say is that I thought that Ablaze completely outdrafted ER in that game. I feel like the flex for the Cassiopeia Tristana was unexpected. Even I didn't see it coming, which is surprising. I normally see a lot of the flexes come in, and a really ingenious thing. And Cassiopeia's been strong in the bot lane quite a lot, and I like the way that they flipped that to be able to get that Cassiopeia in such a good position. Tristana then punishing that Victor so heavily as well in that mid lane. Very good, right? But the problem is that Cassiopeia did what you drafted for her. She got that massively 10 kills like 15 minutes. Massive. That should be game over, right? But in these team fights, then you're playing front to back, right? Oh no, you're not. You're deciding to throw your Zac Shen into that back line instead of then peeling the one person who has all the kills. And your Zac and Shen were behind, so they couldn't blow up the back line. And then your Cassiopeia just got walked over. Now, I hate to agree with an ADC here, but can we get some peel, please? Please, can we get some peel in here? I don't care what type it is, apple, orange, whatever, but just get some peel in there. That Cassiopeia needs it, okay? She can't even afford boots, okay? Just get her some peel, okay? Please. I mean, yeah, you could argue that Hurrah's enough, right? But please, just chuck that in.
Yeah, of course. She's going to need a doctor after what Yard did to her last game, which is just the constant diving in those team fights. Going to need a little bit more than a peel, maybe a whole fruit. Keep those doctors away this time in game 2. Worthy of note, now, I believe the teams have swapped sides. Yar had side selection coming into this game being the highest seed. Game 2, we have Ablaze on red side this time. So gonna have a bit of change in draft, and maybe, of course, with the game 1 changes in priorities, we get some different looks for these teams. And of course, it's our first time we're seeing Yar in a 5-game series. We might get to see some different flavors.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine seeing that Cassiopeia coming back in. Honestly, the way that Cassiopeia played, I'm expecting that banned every game in this series. If it gets back onto Kenny, I feel like it's not going to be looking good for you. Okay, the way that they came back into the game was very lucky. I mean, the smite steal, then being able to use the Camille pressure, and then just the other team not peeling for that Cassiopeia is what brought them back. I don't feel like it was like as much as Yard did play well to come back. I feel like it was more on Ablaze letting down their own side and just being a bit sloppy with their lead.
Right, for sure. You're going to have to make sure that they're very much Ablaze again in their second game, because if they did start strong, just have to be careful around those smites. Having lost 2 of them, bless them.
And be careful that your flat block doesn't get burnt down again.
Yeah,
that's probably a good idea.
Well, the last time I had a fire alarm like that, for the next couple of hours, it continued to go off in the same day. So I'm hoping that's not the case this time. They did do some maintenance after that, so it should be fixed. Presuming that Ablaze don't set again my block Ablaze, we should be able to keep it nice, cool, and nice running. I am dressed warm just in case it gets a little too chilly here for you.
It's fine. If you had to get called off, it's fine. I'll take your wage for the casting. It's fine. You
yeah, you would deserve it, solo casting.
It's fine. It's very simple. Anyway, so as far as game 2 goes, okay, I'm expecting to see some carry jungles for a change. Okay, first game we saw the ganking junglers. Now I don't know about you, but the Zac wasn't looking too good late game. If we're gonna see something that is heavy ganking, heavy enabler, please just give it to put in like a J4. Why was J4 not picked up on either side? It wasn't banned, I don't think. J4 is a great one, and Zac's just... I think J4 beats Zac at the moment, and the only reason that you pick Zac is if you, at the moment, is for that full AP Zac that just one-shots their backline, which was the style that they were playing with tank Zac. So maybe that's not a vibe. I don't know if we got someone in here who's not meant to be in the game, or is that... Either way, I think we're going to be getting to draft soon. Sorry for the long delay. We have to stretch this out so we get paid more. No, we are actually just
Yeah,
waiting on.
we're communicating with all the players to make sure it goes to 5. If it goes to 5 games, it's rigged.
Yeah, we split PayPal with them, right? That was the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
But in the actual 5-game series where we're not actually colluding with people, there can only be one. Can only one OTI if you are just joining us from our break. Like you say, we should be just about ready into draft as we get some R's in the chat. Hopefully someone.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay,
go.
Looks like I'm about to get into draft here. So I would like to argue that they're not in order again. Slight bit of annoyance there. I have to have a bit of a shuffle around later on, but overall, I mean, not bad here. I should actually have to add in the scores to the thing because I haven't actually done that. But yeah,
we're a little less ready. But sorry, a little less ready to get into draft. Oh no, we are ready to get into draft already. Okay, so the players' misinformation, a little bit of an up and down like game 1, getting into draft, very much following that pattern. We'll have to see what patterns continue from draft as well. I believe Xin Zhao was taken off the board as well. You are keeping your eyes on those carry junglers, maybe away from some of those tanks. MF continuing to be a priority there.
Yeah, I believe it is massive. I mean, we know Zandia likes to play it a lot, and we also know that Blaze, I believe that ADC is a MF main, because at the moment, why wouldn't you be? She's pretty strong, so yeah, I'm happy to see that champ gone every game, and I'm happy to see that we don't have to play around that Amumu combo every game, or the Leona combo, because that gets boring really fast. I'm sorry to anyone who likes that, but oh my god,
Worlds has been a bit typical this year with those bot lanes being a bit the same. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I see that combo missed, it's just an instant tilter. So, yeah, happy to see that that's not the case this game. But going into it, we are seeing some interesting bans. They have banned out the Xin Zhao and the Trundle. So I guess they're scared of that Trundle, the pressure that he applied in that first game. Yeah, get that out. Camille picked that first time again. Makes a lot of sense. He did really well on it last game. And the Shen, I believe, was a counter pick last game and didn't look well at all. Or Gwen.
In the game of rock, paper, scissors beats scissors. What scissors is it gonna be?
I'm not following up on that joke with you. I'm sorry. We're not going there. But yeah, but hey, you know, Gwen, if anyone knows it, is pretty disgusting. But okay, Zach just locked in again. Guess they just want this gank heavy jungler.
Yeah.
J4 is open.
I was going to say, I'm curious as to what the answer is going to be this time, because, of course, the pillar, I did spot a very good number of interrupts here onto the Zac. The Zac did struggle into that jungle, so perhaps this time it has a better luck, depending on what jungler. I assume they'll aim to pick it here on this priority, or maybe they'll look to guarantee their support with most of the options available.
I'd assume Syndra Thresh, right? Because Thresh would be able to interrupt the Zac E, and is still a very strong laner into most matchups, but it would open up the ability to pick an enchanter support into it, so... Cinder Viego here. That's a strange pick. I'm not too sure how it does into Zac. Excuse me. I expect a Blaze will probably respond with their mid as well, just to evenly match this. But if they go for something else here, that could be interesting. Maybe they go for an ADC here, just because of why not. We have to note that Moz does play Syndra support, just because he feels like it. Could be fun into the Zac, but it looks like it's just gonna be a Zed picked up. Now, I would like to note that this could be a fun flex with the Zac going support in the Zed jungle, but in this tournament, I doubt it. Pretty unlikely, I will say.
The more you doubt it, the more I expect to see it, though.
Hey, we saw the flex last game. Maybe we see it this game. We'll see what they come out in ban phase here. The Alistar was the problem last game in that bot lane. Surprised that came through with the amount of headbutts that didn't get pulverized, but.
It happens. There was a miasma involved. Yeah, there's some excuses floating in the air. I did have a great time with the Unbreakable Will, being able to staunch Cassiopeia's advance into their backline there.
Leona
good job still on the Alistar. Leona taken away. Good sense. Making some space again, maybe for the Thresh. I'd be impressed if it's not taken away here. If you're going to be pinching the support pool, be leaving over Nautilus, I think, would be the next heavy target. Maybe Rel a little further down from there.
Don't pick Rel. Don't pick Rel. It's a bait. Don't pick Rel. Okay, I know it's played in LPL, but trust me, do not play Rel. And yes, that runs, but please, no. Yep, Thresh banned away, okay. So, I'm hoping to see some Enchanter supports come out here, because if you haven't noticed, Lucian Nami, completely broken. Lulu?
Yeah, Nami and Lulu,
broken. And both of them are up, so hopefully we start to see some transition into that. Lucian and Nami could be nice on either team here. It would mean that Team Yao would be a bit squishier. Maybe they need that front line and that support, but I mean, if you got Viego on your team, just take their front line and make it yours, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I will quickly note how much I hate Viego, and I will quickly note that as Viego man, as my friends have so lovingly dubbed me for my hate of Viego, I believe Viego is able to pick up Zac passive, which is a cute little trick. And of course, like you say, he's not the best frontliner at the moment. Has some crit scaling, so he's probably going to go towards that shield bow.
Thank you whoever in chat said about that, because oh my god, I thought that I swapped it over, but I guess I didn't. Yes, we'll give that a pog. My bad, guys. I have not been showing this, but I have been describing it. Hopefully, it was good enough as a radio show. Anyway. Oh my god.
Yeah, so to fill in that void, Kaiser's been picked in. Void, funny me. Freak, let's go. Vayne's going to be the answer there.
Okay, so Vayne's okay into Zac because you can knock him away afterwards, but, you know, Vayne, very short range. Very short range in this draft. Will be that late game insurance, but it's the Zed. You're going to have to go with that shield bow, and that's going to be looking not so fun, and it's going to be the Amumu we have. I think that's going to get locked in here. It is a favorite of Mars. So, the set. Just pick set. Yeah. What's the one support that can 1v1 any single ADC at any level?
Set.
Who could just one shot you from full HP with the W?
Set. Why has this become SpongeBob SquarePants? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Maybe Set. We'll have to see how deep he can dig and dive into this composition. It is that front line that you're calling for, though. Set, maybe not the tankiest as it comes later into the game, but this is very much a skirmish comp that we're typical of Yar.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised about the range choice. I mean, the Vayne may be a bit surprising if you have the set for the counter engage, because basically what will happen is the last game was always jumping into the back line, right? So this time now, he jumps into the back line, the set's just going to ult him away, right? And that's going to be that disengage, or even the Nautilus, right? And all of a sudden you're going to end up on that back line. But the Vayne will still have the condemn in case there's anything else, but she'll have to dash forward to be able to get into the range of the set ulti. So you have to be so far back to get there, you know? So you're sort of giving them the range advantage by picking the Vayne into the Kai'Sa. So I feel that's a bit off there, but otherwise, I mean, two normal-ish drafts, I will say that the Zac support is a bit out of place in the current day. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about this all.
Yeah, well, as long as I get to see this early game this time, I'll be able to compare. So maybe you can get me some expectations for how the early levels are going to play out. Because, of course, I believe before they had a bit of a botch dive onto that Cassiopeia. Granted, there's no Cassiopeia this time. Unbanned as well, I managed to make it through the draft, as well as the Trist priority being dropped.
It wasn't a botch dive. It was actually Cassiopeia diving them. It was a very well-played dive with the Zac. Honestly, the Zac... It's the only reason why I think Zac was good was because they were able to balance out the tower aggro, because when he died, obviously he went into passive and he drops the aggro. Completely broken, by the way. I think that should was just target all of his blobs, get him out of the game. But yeah, so he pretty much did it like an Elise where you just tank the tower and go up and just die, right?
Yeah, you repel out, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Cassiopeia got traded on the way back just to ignite and taking too many tower shots on the way out after the Zac went down. But I mean, honestly, I think that this is going to be a bloodbath, this whole series. I will say that like the set should be pretty good in that bot lane. I'm hoping to see maybe I mean, I think it'd be fun to see the phase rush hex flash build to be able to lock to pressure that bush. I'm expecting them to go down early, get that ward in the bush, switch to the sweeper so you can contest bush vision a lot in that bot lane. As far as late game goes, we have the Camille versus Gwen side lane, right? Because we're probably going to see a 1-4, right? Because the Zed Syndra probably won't side lane very well. So as far as it goes, I think Camille probably do better, but you do always have that threat of the Zac. So whenever the Camille does step up that little bit too far, the Zac can just punish us so heavily. So maybe we got to think about where we're going to put the pressure of it, right? If we give that Camille that head, maybe she can split push and 1v2 in that situation, or are we talking about anything else, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, I found it funny how you managed to convert talking to bushes into the double scissor top lane. So yeah, maybe you are trying to get your scissors ahead in this case. It's somewhat what happened last game. Yeah, you mentioned that the Camille came out on tops against this Shen. Very much to do with Slaney's attention, that focus, along with the Herald on that top side as well, whilst they were struggling on the bot side. So Yaren, this may be tumultuous, like you say, with the Zed and these collapses. And side lane's not exactly being safe. You haven't got a Shen this time either. There's a lot of the ability for these compositions to attack each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to see that we actually have a carry jungler on the side of Yar, right? We have always seen Slinny do very well on these. Especially his Xin Zhao has been particularly amazing, right?
But yeah, rightfully banned away.
Rightfully, right? And when he goes to this top lane, you know, you've got the Camille to enable him to be able to land the stun afterwards and then just follow up with massive damage, right? And even in this mid lane, he can come in, go invisible with his stupid abilities, whatever ones he gets, you know, and then just stun the Zed, easy scatter the weak for the Syndra to hit, and you know that's a dead Zed, you know. So this Viego is, if he's in the right places, he's going to be pretty crazy, honestly.
Yeah, exactly that. We should not be far off now from jumping onto the Rift. And as you were talking about those carry junglers, I'm kind of curious what you'd expect for build out of Viego, because there's been a bit of hit and mix whilst he's been incredibly potent, and some of the adjusts. I believe he got even buffed on this patch to catch him back up after some of the mechanics or whatever got taken away from him in previous patches. I know they gave him an additional 25% crit scaling on his ultimate, so maybe we're seeing more shield bow and a little less gold drinker. But well, I expect a lot less gold drinker considering its changes. Not that it's useless now, but what are you kind of thinking?
I mean, I'd expect probably just the normal gold drinker build at the moment, but personally, I'd love to see that. I personally, when I go the shield bow route. That isn't more because I play it in the most stupid role possible in support, just because I like to flex that I can play more champions than most people. I am happy that the one team decided to go in the order, but the team that we do this every week for decided not to. I've also messed up on the graphics. Let me just move these over a little bit, sorry.
It's no worries, and you have time to do so because we are just about loading onto the Rift for Game 2 of our quarterfinals with Team Yar now on blue side. Ablaze, of course, on the second side, on the red side. That makes a lot more sense. I'm going to get myself zoomed up here. There's a little bit of action as members walk into the mid lane, but nothing more than that.
Oh, Set getting that nice little ward again. I love to get that vision. Is Mars now... Oh no, that was Mars, sorry. Jesus Christ, wrong side, swap round. Brain lacking. Yep. But well, yeah.
You keep your brain toasty because we're going to need it as this game goes on if there's anything like the first.
If it goes to 5 games by the end of it, I'm not even me speaking English. What I will say is that, yeah, that's a nice ward, but they will need a ward for that bot lane bush for him to have that bush pressure. So maybe the Vayne needs to go down and put it in that first bush, because that is a pretty massive thing when you're talking about range into melee or melee into melee, right? Because if you get that bush control, you can always apply that pressure. Like, is the set gonna flash on me? Get that E, you know, it means that Cassie's gonna have to play so much more scared if she can't see you in that bush.
Yeah, exactly that. I have to see how that bot lane transpires. I forgot myself to get people into the right lanes, so I'm gonna catch myself back up there. This mid lane is not something I feel like we've talked too much about. Harry very much comfortable in most of the mid lane matchups that he plays. He's been counterpicked, well, at least not necessarily counterpicked, but he's been picked into this time, which is not necessarily the case unless he's locking in his bonk or Akali. We'll have to see how much bonking he can do in this mid lane. He's starting strong with the range advantage, as you'd expect the Syndra.
Yeah, range into melee, very, very annoying. I mean, I suppose the Zed opted into this matchup. I believe it's quite Syndra favored, especially early on.
Yeah.
But it's going to need some jungle intervention to really switch it towards the Zed. So unless we see the Zed come, I expected probably level 3 with the Zed, then we're probably going to see some trouble. Zed getting very low though during his clear. That's what the problem with this starting 0. But Harry, nice schedule of the week there.
Phase rush proc. Going to get the phase rush proc as well, just to make sure there's no real trade back with the minions under the towers. It hasn't got too many options. Coupling potion, not even yet being popped. We got a biscuit in his back pocket as well, does Harry, so he's looking quite comfortable in this lane. Assuming Zach doesn't decide to come in here from Raptors. Trading here on the outside, nothing too much or too special happening. A little bit of a camp lead here ahead for Zach, but it's probably just the travel time that Slenny's had between his top and bottom halves of the jungle. Cypher again in the Scissors v Scissors matchup is pulling up a rock and putting that boulder under the tower, a boulder of a minion wave that is, and he's going to get himself a little bit back. Mars sweeping out prematurely here, going to give Slinny opportunity to look into the spot lane.
You have a great engage with the flash E. If you, I think they smell something's going on, or they're going to go for that tri-ward. No, I think they just spot him out. It's going to be Scuttles traded, but Harry's getting punished here.
Onesie looking to make some damage, make sure that he's reminding Harry that he's in this lane. It's not going to be so easy. Does have, again, that ignite advantage I want to talk about, but that is a TP disadvantage elsewhere on the map. Similarly speaking, the Gwen, of course, doesn't take in the flash in the same way that Zypher might not, but he might look to use it here if something transpires as he finds Typo in the river getting that scuttle.
Ooh, nice scuttle of the week there. Honestly, you hate to see it when someone is actually able to land that on a Zed who has W, you know. But either way, I mean, you take those phase rush proc, but oh, my screen has frozen slightly. Nope. Okay, we're back in.
We should be good, G.
Smooth sailing.
We have just an exchange of blades on that top lane.
Yeah, we haven't seen a gank yet from a jungler yet, so looks like Slinny's going to be coming down to get these critics, maybe go to a bot lane trade after, but there is a ward in that tri-bush that might spot him out. Zach's going to try and apply to top pressure this top side. If he can, try and pressure the dive, maybe even just push him off of this wave CS, that's going to be pretty massive, but looks like they're just going to back off and go for the resets here.
Yeah, I don't think they have too much to threaten. Like you say, just going to take the win and get the reset. They're going to spot Slinny here out in this tri-bush. I think they were quite aware that that ward got dropped in there. So Kenny and the crew are just going to be sitting quite casually in this bot side with that knowledge. Looks like Typo with that knowledge as well is going to be looking to get down there. Harry's going to get reset, so if he gets the TP in, he will be ahead of this Zed in terms of gold that he brings to this fight, should something transpire in this bomb side, which is likely to happen, as you say. Maybe going to get caught or dive first. Going to get the flash in here from Mars. Going to get the lock up and drop Kenny down to half. He's going to get exhaust and absolutely dropped. Mars going to be looking to die on the back end of that one, with no gut shot available to keep him alive. Typo in the way, but here comes the TP from Harry, as well as the TP here, I think, from Zypher on the back end of this one. I get a little bit locked up, as well as the rest of the team. Zypher going to be stuck on the wrong side of this wall. Zandial low. Monty going to be looking to arrive as well. Has that ignite and flash available. Don't forget, Typo going to put himself behind Harry and make sure there are no escapes. Zypher going to look to commit and trying to get this Gwen, but Harry's just absolutely melted. And now Zed hit 6 on the back of that play. He's going to get the ultimate hit on top of Zypher. Zypher looking to walk this one out. Monty going to get slowed, so he's going to jump back to his shadow and take those wins.
Honestly, what a messy fight. All just because Harry backed and suddenly went for the Gromp with no mid pressure. The dive worked out okay, but you traded support for ADC, but on the backside, they're able to pick up so many kills. Might not be beneficial for you. Luckily, the kills went over to the Nautilus, so he sort of lucked out there, right? Because the Nautilus with kills, unless it's Doinby mid, isn't going to make much of a difference. Luckily, so you are getting pretty lucky that those kills were on the right person there, but Zed did get one in the mid lane, but
Grey Scanner is going to keep Harry from being the second kill there for Zed, as you mentioned it. I will also point out that the amount of summoners invested from Yar into that fight is quite considerable as well. You can run your eyes down the sides there just to spot out the differences. Both TPs, just about all of their flashes are spent as well. Yes, there's a Hex Flash, but if you look, Kaiser has both a summoner, Zed has a flash, Zac has a flash, and there's still an Ignite available here for Gwen. So, yeah, in a little bit of a back-tempo position here.
Yeah, but at least the thing you got to notice is that, like, even though that kill, the Yar are equal in gold, right? And I think it just comes from the fact that Zephyr was able to push his wave under tower before TP in, and they're able to kill that Kaiser before the fight even began. But we're seeing Slinny go aggressive onto this Gwen in the top side.
Yeah, very aggressive, as you say. The scissors and the blades and the needles going to be keeping Gwen afloat in terms of HP. Going to protect himself off of Slinny's advances.
Ooh. I mean, that's already scary, right? If two of you can't take down the Gwen, that spells disaster for later on.
Well, maybe if Vega was 6 with an ultimate, that looks a little different. But with the needlework coming out there strong, I think being able to hit on most of its targets with the backwards hitbox. Once again, you see a little bit of action, but so is Zandias. The hook and the dredge line connect all the way from across the lane. Going to get condemned is Kenny, and going to get a dive. But there's also going to be diving into the shadows here in the mid lane, as Harry's going to get locked up and dropped to low, and it's just going to be donated there over to the with the auto on the backside. I don't know what happened in bot lane, but it seems Zandias got out without summon.
I don't know what's going on with you. You're way ahead of me. I'm spamming to go as fast forwards as I can, but you're still. I think you're about 5 seconds ahead of me here. Either way.
Would you like me to pause if you name a number, and then I'll unpause at that time? No, hold up. I'll pause at 8 minutes.
Yep.
And then when you're at 8, let me go.
Okay, well, we are at 8 minutes now. So
Cool.
I think there's a problem with my client that's just bugging out, and I think it's jittery every now and then. That's a bit odd. I'm not sure where that is. Maybe I need to change it back to full screen mode. But either way, I mean, I think Ablaze looking like looking great in this game so far. I mean, the gold lead has swung massively in their favor. Yeah, my thing's frozen again. Let me just put it to full screen to try and stop this from happening.
Whilst that's happening, I'll describe what's been going on. As you were saying, Ablaze been very much ahead of what Yar's been trying to do so far this game, and Creon King being able to absorb some of that pressure that somebody's brought to that top side. But as you say, I think you did a good job of highlighting that early vision that Yar was setting up, but it was pretty well answered into that later stage of the game. They were able to spy out Slimmy on the approach, and then again in that jungle, which allowed them to answer and bring the members needed to that play to basically outperform the teleports that Yar brought into that action vault lane, which has given them this platform to so far lead off of with a 400 gold lead in their favor. 2 kills now onto Zed, being able to transition some of that gold to another kill.
Yeah, the problem with that gold lead is pretty much all on that Nautilus, so everywhere else you're dead even pretty much. I think actually Syndra might be down slightly, but topside you're up, so yeah, I mean, you're not feeling great about that if you're a Blaze. You would much rather those kills go on anyone else, but it looks like they're just going to steal away a Blaze's blue here. Feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, especially if it's able to go onto Harry. They were maybe looking for a little extra as the Scout Weak connects up, but it ticks over here onto Slimmy. No. A little unfortunate. But they are going to get out of there, and that is a win for Yar all the same. A little blue buff steal. Going to spend some members clearing out this vision.
Zach is on the Herald here. I think he just takes this as a return. That's going to be much more in your favor here. Hopefully this time we get to see it used before platings go down, but yeah, if it does, that's going to be a massive gold lead swing, even more so in their favor.
Do love keeping track of Heralds, as Zach does pick that one up. A lot of the time in Pro, they play very much around the Herald, as you probably, if you've been watching League, the quarters this year, will know. And a lot of priority, especially T1. Faker knows best, and Faker says Heralds are the best way to win the game, so we'll have to see what Ablaze can do with that one. I'll have to see what Slinny does here as well, as he's waiting for the opportune moment, it would look like. Kenny looking to step so far up forward, and he's going to put himself right in front of a Spectral Maw and an Exhaust, and he's going to try, I believe, to ult out there. No, he has the ult up. Okay, so he just got locked up. Oh, sorry, condemned into the wall. That's where I got from the dash. Typo not really in the range to do anything about that one, or in the vicinity in time. So Azko going to be looking to pick up that wave, assuming Zandia and Mars don't look too hard to get some of these plates. At least in the vicinity, I don't know if they're.
Well, Zach spotted out.
Zach spotted out. He's going to be looking to jump in. I think Mars is ready to pull the breaker on that one. Yeah, it does so. Get the suppression and the dunk here, but it's not really a lot of damage. Gets him, push him next or close enough to the wall to knock out the passive as well. Zandia still alive, going to get that 3-point passive here onto Nautilus. He might have a tabbies, but it's not really going to be a lot against the true damage. Going to get the Zac kill there as well. Going to get the dredge line here onto Mars. Knocks up 2. Honestly, not really looking for anything. He's getting a lot of damage down onto that control ward, but not a lot else. Vayne has been bombed out, I suppose. Monty going to look to get in. He's going to get interrupted, but does still find the kill here onto Mars with the Ignite, and the ult here from Kaiser is going to put herself right into the action. Slinny looking to get a reset here. If he gets a reset, he might be able to do what Inspired does. Is he inspired enough to get these kills? He gets 1, he gets 2, he's got another reset. He's going to be able to pick up this one here. He's going to get the Shadow to go forward, get the flash here out of Kaiser. He's got another ult. He's going to get into range to Spectral Maw, but it's not going to be shy of a kill. Just so Kenny looking to get some of that trade back. Slinny trading that one back. Just in that Vega way.
Yep, so Viego's balanced. Shame that the side on the Blaze actually got the kill onto the Nautilus, but that's why we're seeing some more fighting in this top lane. Please, let's stop the fighting for a second so I can color cast. Honestly, great punish by the Blaze. Yar stayed slightly too long, and they're able to punish back in. The Kaiser respawns, get the ulti back into the far end, but little did you know that a small indie company knows Viego is completely balanced. The only one that's not balanced is Mundo, and he's not in this game. And they just completely turn it around. So then he coming up massive from the side of Team Yar.
Yeah, massive indeed. There's a reason I don't like that champion, and there's a reason I'm called Vego Man amongst my friends. And I think Slenny may be deserving of that name after that play in the bot side as well. We'll be looking to make something happen here with the Dragons, because of course they fell behind a very early Ocean Solid, which made that game a little bit tricky at points. Not looking to make that same mistake. It's going to be either a mountain or a cloud this game, Miles. Looking for something going to force the bounce there out of Zach. But there's a dredge line here onto Zandia. He's going to get locked up for quite some time. Going to condemn away the Kaishan lives very finely, but there's the double TP that you have to be worried about. Is RNG all over for 2018? They're going to protect their Uzi. They're going to protect their little pup, and they're going to get Slinny in here. He's going to be the big dog to bully around the Blaze. He doesn't care about the fires. He's leaping through them. He's got a reset for his ultimate as well. Typo going to have to run out of that one. The dredge line a little short here for Yar, but it's not going to be too much shot. It is going to be a bit of a difference. Cypher going to flash to try and connect the dive there. He's going to get the ultimate out of Zed, but not quite the kill onto Typo. Might even drop here with the Ocean Drake ticking around. Oh no, I'm not sure what their regen was, but probably just the pass for crafting potions by mistake. And they are going to get that Drake and prevent that soul from stacking.
Yeah, and Zach still hasn't put down this Herald. I don't think we're going to see a plating from a Herald at all this game, but yeah, really just picking up these skirmishes, just forcing a Blaze to fight pretty much everywhere. And I think a Blaze just aren't used to this playstyle where you just fight every objective, you fight every little thing. If you see someone, you just go for it, you know? It's the Master Yi playstyle, and honestly, it's turning out pretty well for them. We are seeing this plating go down, but is it actually going to hit the plate, though?
We're going to see. It was a challenge. There was a ka-ching. It was a little bit outside of my directed camera. I think he got 1 or 2 plays secured just about in time, as the plays have now fallen at the 14-minute mark. So at least 160 or 320 gold there shared into Zach's pockets. He'll be pretty happy with that one. Yes, it's not a tower. Yes, it wasn't shared amongst the members that you want to be ahead on, but it was 300 gold objective, which is basically another kill, which keeps them tied. Still not quite tied in gold, though, as they are that 400 gold behind, swung backwards now in Yar's favor, probably thanks to Vega.
Yeah, I mean, completely broken champion there, but yeah, I think that did hit the Zed slightly as well, so was able to get a bit more gold. But overall, I mean, that Zed is looking pretty menacing here, but surprisingly, down on CS means that he's even with the Syndra. You wouldn't believe it really, but kind of nuts. And if the Zed can one-shot their backline going into this late game, as you're looking pretty scary. I mean, if Viego gets burst before he gets those multiple resets off that we have all seen the montages of, he's not so good champion when he's by himself, you know?
Yeah, contrary to our predictions of a Gold Drinker and Shieldbow, we have picked up the Divine Sun to a broken item, I would suspect as well. Trinity Force a little bit curious, but Mars also a bit curious being able to stand on this wall. It's going to get the Hexflesh channel, going to be well respected. It's nearly going to spot that ward out. So the lane gank fails and probably going to return to business as usual. Cypher getting a little bit of a wall dive here onto Crown King, who's looking for that tower. He's going to get a bit of a trade as well. Cannon secured, good job there. Going to look for a little bit here with a sweep. Going to get the second flip of the Q. Going to put Crown King down to half, but of course with the Rift Maker complete and the healing passive from the 1,000 cats, Crown King could keep himself very much alive in one of these fights. There's the Magic Shield and the Needle Dive, but it's just enough true damage to put you down from a quarter. Cypher showing up here with a...
I'm not gonna lie, you're ahead of me again. I don't know what's going on with my computer here, but this is feeling very annoying on my end. I'm sorry, people, but
I'll pause for a couple seconds again.
Yeah, but yeah, so great trade there on the top side. Cypher, that Trinity Fool's really just showed massive damage, but I believe he's still down in gold. Yeah, back 8 down, so impressive kill there, but still 1,500 down before that fight happened. Mars, you don't have to do that to them. Don't do sit-ups in their face. No one likes it.
Yeah, they don't like it much.
So they're going to be looking for a dive again.
Yeah, there is definitely a dive happening on my end. Gonna drop Zandiar straight out of the picture. Gonna get the hate maker there from Mars, but he's ticking down, and yet Monty's going to be generously denied that kill, and 2 successful kills for a Blaze.
That's massive. That's a double stacked wave lost under tower as well. I hope that ER are able to push down this mid tower, but I think they're just going to be able to get it shipped pretty low. Oh no, Herald's is spawned on it. Sorry, I didn't even see that went down because I'm lagging so much. But yeah, great cross map there by them, but that's still massive that the bot lane lost so much. So they need going in aggressive here.
Second charge in from the Herald does happen. Slenny going to get a kill here straight onto Zed. Going to get the resets. Going to get it onto Nautilus as well. It seems they've bitten off more than they can shoot. They haven't been listening to the cast. They haven't been listening about Viego being an absolute terror. Going to get him in the end. Going to get a Nautilus and going to get themselves that second.
Yeah, I mean, Viego just completely broken, no? That damage should not be coming out of a champion at this point, but 8 kills nonetheless on that top laner. Jungler, sorry, English hard sometimes, but yeah, I think Viego is in a position here where he can just solo carry this game.
Yeah, and he's looking for a solo kill. He's looking for his knife. As you say, he's going to get a little bit more action. He's got that damage to back him up as well. He's going to get the needles at the least out of Gwen. Mars in the vicinity as well with the Haybreaker now fully stacked. He's going to get that true damage straight into Creon's face. Creon looking to be careful around this one. He's got true damage from Zypher to compete with as well. But the members have now arrived, and Sleen is going to get that Starix proc. So he's going to look to skedaddle his skadoodles and get out of that top one.
Yeah, it's just the match of the new broken champions there. All we need is action to join the party, and we're in trouble. But
we haven't got an action, but we have a Zac going for some action. Not going to find too much there. Going to get a little bit of a kiss, but
he was trying to get the double knock up with the cube, but he could have just autoed the vision plant, and he would have pulled him back in anyway. Bit unlucky. Nice scatter of the week there, just does a little bit of damage. But looks like they're going to be giving up this Drake. Yeah. It is only Cloud Soul, so it's not too bad. But if you want to go for every objective, this is how you do it. I believe that they haven't missed out on many objectives. Ablaze have they? I think they missed out on the Herald the first game, and one Herald this game, and then that Infernal Drake. So going forward, this is going to be looks like they're going to be applying as much pressure as they can to these objectives.
Yeah, it's been something I've been impressed with the Blaze. Have typically had very strong early games. As I say, there's Zypher looking to have a strong mid game. He's trying to solo here onto Creon King. Knows there's no needlework yet available, but it comes up very, very shortly. I think Creon King is very aware of that, but he's not very aware of Harry being here. The Scatter Week's just a little wide, but the ultimate comes out, and the needlework's just not going to be enough. He gets the one cast, but he's going to get many balls in return.
Yeah, I mean, great team play there. They all rotated up to this top side. They're going to be able to take down this tower, but Zed is left with the Vayne on the spot side. Luckily that nothing's hitting so far, but that Zed can probably just alter. She does have shield bows, but it's going to be looking very scary.
Ooh. Does find a chunk, so Zed's going to be dissuaded from anything too much there. With the Eclipse as well, he should be able to keep himself pretty healthy within these fights and these creep waves that he's been able to pick up by himself. Going to be able to maintain that AXP lead on top of Vayne as well. But Vayne managed to bring some friends into this party, Sleen in the vicinity as well. And yeah, like I was saying, I think Blaze have had some very strong opening games, or opening starts to these games so far. And like you say, it's yielded them objective advantages in both this game and the previous. So it's up to Yard to kind of bring it back in terms of objective play, either into the series or into this game. Going to get the flash here out of Harry. Not going to get the kiss either. So Typo just going to walk away from that.
Yeah, great respect there by Harry, just flashing it. He knows what will come through afterwards. Great play there, but is Zed going to be caught here on the back end?
Oh, he's going to have to flash away here from Mars, and Norla's going to hook himself in. I think he's going to want that hook back to hook himself out. As the dunk comes in from Mars, he's going to get his way into that Haymaker to get stacked up, but he's going to get himself dropped. Slaney just looking for one reset here. The Scatterweek finds its way onto one, and there's one reset set up for him. The Nautilus with the hook as well. He's going to try and create some distance, but it's not going to be enough. But it is still enough time for the rest of the members of the Blaze to walk their way out.
Yeah, I mean, you take that, though. The Nautilus goes down instead of the Zac there. It means that they can't just do the Baron. Support for support at the end of that, but honestly, it could have been a lot worse for Blaze there. Honestly, looking like a great engage there by Mars. Slightly trying to greed for the... I believe he was trying to get the E on.
What's going on here? The needlework's going on. He's going to try and put those needles into the tower, but he's not going to have enough left to hit for Zypher. I don't think he's going to dodge away for the last set. And all the Ignite's ticking down. That's a 1-for-1. And the tower there for Creon.
It's a solo bolo for both of them. I mean, you take those, but both of them end up dying. There's a massive wave from that top side. Who's going to come up and claim it? I think no one's going to leave that, so that's going to be favouring a Blaze on that side if that wave is untouched.
The rock, paper, scissors matchup there comes up as a draw.
I think Harry's going for it. Don't worry. Harry knows that that's a massive wave. That's cash money. So he's going to be going for that. But so far, we've seen a lot of vision here set up from towards this Drake, and Drake's not up for 2 minutes, but Baron is up, so we're going to see that vision swap back over and try and pressure this Baron, because last game we saw what happened when a Baron was done maybe a bit too much of a rush, and it sort of threw the game for a Blaze. So are Yar going to fall into that same mistake here?
I'll have to see. The Dragon is spawning in 90 seconds, so there is time for them to play around with this Baron. Going to be answering the waves just for now. I think now is probably a good time in this little bit of the Korean lull state to have a look at the items. We're looking at pretty much 2 across the board. Vayne a little bit behind on that mark, and of course the support items. Apparently they don't really matter. You get 1 and maybe a half items. Nautilus already at that point, as you say. He was pretty well fed in that early game, starting 2-0. but the rest of the board is looking pretty beefy, especially that Viego on his way to his third item, much far ahead of the clock. I do quite like the anathemas here from Zach. I wish that the indie company that did produce this anathemas would actually have a clear indicator of who that anathemas is attached to.
Surely it's the
I would be
Viego.
guessing
It has to be
it's
the
the
Viego.
Viego.
Viego or Vayne, but surely you just put it on the Viego at this point, because if you do not CC that man, he's going to dash, dive, and one-shot your whole team.
Speaking of dashing and diving, Crown King finds himself in the wrong bush. He's going to get dunked back away from the blast cone that he couldn't even take. He's going to get some needles in the air, but he's going to get some needles in his back as well. In the scissors matchup, he brought more scissors with him. Viego's coming up big with his own scissors, maybe looking to get his way into mid lane. Might find a Zac and some blobs to dampen those sharp points. Let's arrive in time to save the...
Yeah, but that was going to go down eventually. But looks like they're going to opt into trying to start this Drake ablaze. I mean, it's fair enough, but it is a Cloud Drake at the end of the day. How much you want to bet on a Cloud Drake? Not really the best soul in the world. Some people swear by it, but I can't stand the thing myself. And there's a fight over it. I'm not going to see it really
get the rotations in here. Going to focus Andy up first, but Slenny's going to be the focus after that. He's going to get exhausted and he's going to get knocked back and locked up before he can get too much out of that. So he's going to have to get out of there instead. Andy are still alive. He's going to get ulted by Zed. He's going to be dipping and dodging around for the fight. He's going to force the flash out of Kaiser. Zypher's now arriving on this end. Slenny's loops his way around. Zed's still alive as well. Mars going to drop on the back end of the Creon with the needles. Are going to try and get in there as well. Zypher unable to find some of the damage or enough of the sets. Slenny going to use the ult on Viego to dodge away from the Kaiser damage at a distance. Looking to continue the fight. Zypher's going to get the passive reset. Slenny going to ult his way into there. He's found himself a triple kill out of nowhere, it seems. Going to get the chase here from Zypher as well. Going to pop the blobs here from Zac. Might even be able to chase a little bit further if they want to do something, but it's going to be at least the dragon killed there over to Zypher. Slenny and the team picking apart that fight ever so carefully, and that was ever so close. But it's Yar coming out.
It's a Cloud Dragon. Why? Honestly, I mean, Slenny played that pretty crazy, right? The first part of that fight, he got punished. The Zac went on him. They weren't able to quite finish off that kill. I think Zed maybe was just off range of it, being able to ignite him. He just went to the chicken, smited, just came back to the fight and ended up punishing. But we're going to see Nautilus going down.
Nautilus being put into the ultimatum here. It's going to... Maybe the hook was not the best idea to cancel the back with. Did proc this aftershock and make sure that he dies real quick. And he's baited Kenny into stepping too far forward here. Or maybe as Monty turns that one around, he makes... Zypher regrets staying around for too much longer. Slenny looking to answer the back there. They're going to pick up the Zed in exchange. Might be able to pick up another. So this is even bigger for you. They're able to pick up that second Drake and deny the progress toward the Soul and a couple of extra kills as well. Going to get some flashes. Harry in the wrong end of that one's going to use the Scatter of the Weak. Creon unable to use the Hallowed Mist to get out of that. No needles yet available as well. Slenny's going to re-engage. The Sterix proc is back up. He's going to get the last of the needles out, but Slenny's going to drop first. Harry looking to drop second. Does get another spear here onto Creon's Andy on now the vicinity as well on Typos. Just use the jump forward and he's found a vein around the corner. He's going to get condemned into the wall and he's got no hopping chance to get out of that one.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it was a bit of a tilted play. They lost the fight. They came back to try it again. If it doesn't work once, try it again. And they did. And then indeed, just giving over more gold. Yes, your Zed got that shutdown off the Camille, but was it really worth? I mean, they did also get the shutdown on the Viego, so you might be feeling a little bit better. But I can't remember who did that go down to?
I suspect that went down to Gwen.
I mean,
maybe chat can tell us if they were paying a little more attention than me.
Yeah, I went to the Gwen. Yeah, so you're not feeling the worst about it, but at the end of the day, I mean, you could have given up Baron pressure. Like, honestly, you're just forcing fights for the sake of it at this point. And yes, luckily you are getting the shutdowns, and this time they're not going over to the Nautilus, but you're giving up so much XP, so much farm across the rest of the map, and I don't know, it's a rough game state to be in.
Yeah. It feels like one of those things where you know the game's getting away from you, and as Co overstepping is trying to find something, trying to find opportunities, literally fishing with that hook for something, finds it onto Zypher, and of course the rest of the team's now committed to try and make something out of that. And it's that bit of poker, a bit of gambler's fallacy where you're already in for a chip. You've been partially committed with the blind of Asco going in, checking those bushes, and the rest of the team feels like you have to go all in when really you're better off cutting your losses. So Yar coming out ahead on that hand. Looking to make some play here.
Are we going to be caught out here? No Scatter of the Weak.
Onto Harry, exactly that. The needles coming down as well. Going to use the Zonias to buy away from some of those needles, but it's not going to be enough.
But he's still up a Baron. They just rotate over to Baron.
Is it enough time?
Have
Kaiser's going to spot this one out with the W, the Void Seeker. Gonna see what happens. There is no smite available to steal this one. Yar, knowing better than their team or opposing team's mistakes, sorry, are going to secure that one. But they are in a 4 versus 5, where the rest of the members can come here. Gwen making some time on the bot side. Typo going in by himself here. He's a little bit alone. Going to flash in here from Zyke, who's going to get the dredge line, knocks up onto 2. Look at that Kaiser, look at the dime and damage she can buy. But Mars going to lock them up and get the Haymaker across multiple. Selene going to have to go golden though. He's going to ult straight back in. I don't know if he can find a reset though. It's going to be the first one to drop. That's a reset here for Vego, and there's a double kill here for Zandia. He's been able to clean that one up on the backside. He finds a quadra kill even. I'm not sure how we connect those kills together, but he's going to need to get back fast. As Gwen's made her way onto that tower, he's going to get an inhibitor in exchange for it. So it's a 4 for 0, I believe, or 4 for 1 on the top side of the map in exchange for this inhibitor as well. They're looking to extend that trade into Creon. I think he should be okay to get out of there with the dash cooldown. Slowly looking to make sure he can get something that maybe going to use the miss or just stop to clear the.
Honestly, great attempt there to punish after that Baron, but you're not, the objective's not there anymore. You're fighting over nothing, and the Vego yet again untouched by CC. He dodged out, stayed in the bush, waited for his ulti, waited for someone to fall low enough for him to ult back in, and just gets the resets and just becomes unkillable. Yes, the Gwyn got that inhibitor bot, but I mean, the gold lead has sort of exploded at about another 2k in the favor of Yar because of that play. And yeah, you got an inhib here, but are you going to be able to use the pressure that provides, or is that just going to be another lane for Yar to farm and get further ahead here?
Oh, see. Like you say, just being able to put that Gwen that Vayne that just picked up 4 kills, being able to feed her inhibitor minions is maybe not the best idea either, but of course you do have the options with the things like the Z and the true damage from Gwen to maybe just melt that target. So you're going to have to keep your eyes on who Ablaze want to set their fires upon. They do have many threats to deal with. Even Mars can be threatening on this set, as you said, at the height of the game. We'll have to see what happens here. He's going to pick the Gwen up immediately and put her on the other side of the wall. She's going to dash over and use the Hallowed Mist, but the enormous is before I can even realize he's gone. Kenny going to be the target of the fight here. Zypher going to be getting the passive shield out of there. The bounce going to come down as well. That's a kill here onto Gwen as well. Looking to the back, it's a 4 versus 2 now for Yard. Flash forward here from Mars, going to lock them up. Selena going to get these resets again. He's going to probably not get Viego neck him. I don't expect with the amount of resets he's been getting so far, and only Zed's the one to survive.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know how Ablaze is going to be able to mentally reset after this game, because at the moment it's looking pretty doomed. First game was going in the favor of Blaze. This game seems like they were just off, maybe just slightly tilted after the last game, and this one just seems like it's over at this point, right? And they need to be able to reset their mental going into the next game, because I can't see many ways that they get back into this. I mean, look at that Viego. I mean, just ban that champ every game. Can we just
Blaze not looking so hot so far, sorry.
Can we just get that removed, League? Riot, please? That Yumi, Akshan, Vayne, Gwen. Just get them all out, honestly.
Vega released in the Ruination event is aptly named, because I feel like it has ruined my experience of League just a little bit. And it's definitely ruining a Blaze's experience of League of Legends, at least within this game, as their hope now is but a little candle. A little bit of light. They do have not really any objective spawning. I was looking to hope for opportunities for them. They're going to be setting up a vision around these areas regardless. But yeah, as I was setting up for the fight before, they've just got to try it again. It's just a little harder. And as you say, it looks like a little bit tilt, a little bit desperation. And can you blame them with the gold lead being at this much of a disadvantage? They do have a tower lead, but again, like you're staring down such a deficit here.
Yeah, and I mean, the worst thing is that you can't even turtle that much, because one of your lanes is automatically pushing because of the inhibitor, and you want a turtle here because you want to wait for the Cloud Soul to go down and then Elder to spawn after it. You know, I know we're talking about a 40-minute game then, but I feel like that's the only way for them to come back in as a Blaze, to be able to do something. And that bot wave is just non-stop pushing, so you're missing out on all of those CS. Look, it's gone through, what, 3 waves at the moment in that bot side, and it's double stacked already, so that's going to shred through those waves. And yes, someone from Yar is going to have to answer it, but someone from Yar is going to get a lot of free gold and a lot of XP for it.
Indeed. And you'd have to expect that Zandia close to 16 is going to be even more of a threat than he was in that last couple of fights. Of course, the quarter kill as well. He's looking maybe to take this game off with a pentakill, and it's very much possible. Some of these fights have been going. Monty is probably their best bet to answer that one, but it looks like he's just going to be answered trying to find a pick here onto Harry. They were using him as bait. Lindy going to use the ult and just absolutely obliterate Monty there. The better bruiser assassin beats just the old assassin, you could say. It looks like they're trying to use the Baron Pit for something here. Is Code going to be the target? Going to miss the dredge line, so being able to dodge away from that one. Has an alt cast, I believe, still available to him. And there's a scout weak's huge as it finds its way onto 2, and it buys enough time for Zandiel to get in there. But he's going to be the focus on the back end of this fight. I'm frozen a little bit, so I'm probably caught back up with you. And the scout the week's going to drop Gwen on the other side. A double kill here for Zandiel. I'm not sure what's happening on the top side. Oh, he was fine. He just 1v2, and now he's looking to clean up the top side of the fight for them as well. As an ace here for Slinny.
And yeah, I mean that was a what, a 4v4, and honestly, they couldn't really touch Slinny on this Viego. Complete and actually unkillable. The only chance they had was when he was in the Z form, because unless you know it, he loses GA whilst he's in it. So, and even then they couldn't burst through him. So I think this game's pretty much over here. They might be able to push him off, but they just return, get Baron, and then just end as a 5-man. Zephyr is pushing in that mid lane, getting that inhib as well. And someone just could probably just answer that bot lane push as well. They could. I think they're just gonna back off and go Baron here, but yeah, I think that the game is pretty much over now. We're just waiting and just on time, basically.
Yeah, they do have that minor advantage maybe of those super minions be pouring into their base, but of course that's a disadvantage when you're looking to try and answer this Baron that will most likely close the game. Soul point as well up in a minute, so Blaze are going to be torn between these 2 fires, 3 fires on the map. They're inhibitors, the Baron and the Soul. Well, I suppose it's only 2 flyers. It's not an Inferno Drake, is it? So the 2 fires that Blaze have to be careful of right now. My camera is jumping around quite a bit. I feel like I'm having now the issues that you were having with your camera.
Yeah, Director Cam just wants to fly. Just leave it be. I'm assuming we're just going to see this Baron go down pretty soon. And then just push for the end. If not, they'll fight for the Baron and just lose their base. So overall, I think you're feeling pretty confident going into the next game. Honestly, pretty crazy. I got to put it all on Slinny. Honestly, the early pressure, the way that he was able to turn around that bot play, and like just be unkillable in these fights, just dodging in and out.
Yeah, and speaking of fights, we have one on our hands right now. Going to be keeping our eyes on Slinny and Zandia. I don't think they're going to have anything really to worry about, as they're already in full retreat. Is a Blaze mainly, or Monty, sorry, is already in there, and he's onto Zandia, but there's not really quite enough. There's a double kill here for Vayne. Gwen's able to trade one back, but Slinny's still alive, and he's still got their G8. And there's a 4 versus 2 for the rest of this fight. There's a GA available for Kai'Sa, but she's not going to be able to find anything as Gwen falls as well. It's Harry looking for something. He's going to connect the Scout of the Week so perfectly, and the balls are here to follow. You're going to be drowning amongst those watery spheres. Going to be able to flash away from the Will of Power, though. 2 will fall really to die there. He's going to buy some time. Harry's going to hunt that one down. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to TP into the base. Why hunt you when I can just have your towers? And yeah, keeping cool ahead of that. Maybe a little bit tumultuous early game, and a tumultuous game 1 convinced me with a nice and cool game 2 victory here. Well, Slinny, being Slinny and being Vego as well, just cleanly wiping house with a Blaze in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, 35 KP out of a 41 killed a game. You can't really say that. Can't really say that he wasn't an impact in this game, can you? After that, that is pretty crazy. We just transition back over to the duo camera here. Yeah, honestly, Slinny just really pulling the team over then at the end, because he did so much work. Honestly, pretty nuts. Honestly, I mean. There was so many points where he was like, there was a player mid where he was probably at like 300 HP, just goes to Raptors, clears them, smites them, comes back in, gets the ulti reset on their ADC, and just pops off in the rest of the fight. Like, if you see that, if it was any lower elo, he probably wouldn't have done that. But in these 5v5 fights, he knew to stay to be able to apply that pressure with his lead, and works out really well for them. And I can't imagine that pick making it through again.
I would be quite surprised. I think your Blaze are going to have to find some room on their ban list heading into game 3.
Well, you can't give him the Zin. We know he can't have the Zin.
Yeah,
it's always worked for him in the past, so you can't give him the Zin. So what are you going to give him here? Like, what do you just leave open the Trundle? Because the Trundle wasn't as bad as that, and that was pretty bad. Yeah, I think. Do we want to take a small break here and get back?
We probably can do, if you would like to do it that way.
Yeah, I would like to take a small break. We'll be back in a moment.
Cool. So for everyone watching, you can take a small break with us as well. We'll be right back here for game 3 and match point for Yar in this quarterfinal series of Valorant. So don't go anywhere, because Blaze need to turn the heat up for the game. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Game 3 of our quarterfinals balance series, where Fire is meeting Ice, and Ice is winning out so far in this series. Blaze have been very close to snuff. They're going to have to turn up the heat for our Game 3 of the day, and I think we were talking about maybe the trajectory of this series, where we are expecting a Yar victory. It looks like a 3-0 right now, but you did have the prediction of a 3-1 just in case Yar wanted to have some fun or throw on ego for Game 3. So I just thought I'd call that one out for you.
Thanks, man. Well, we all know what it's like when most of us know what it's like when we play 5-5 and we're up two wins in it, and you're like, well, let's have a bit of fun for the last game, right? Why not? Especially when it's casted, you're like, we'll give them something to watch, right? So I'm expecting some fun picks maybe, but yeah. So hopefully we see something fun here. Honestly, I'd expect just some just random pick. I think maybe putting the Viego support could be quite fun for the last game. And if you win it, it's the biggest flex ever. But yeah.
Would be quite the flex, considering I don't expect it to be pickable within this game as well. I will say I do have a bit of ringing in my ears for a fire alarm. I think that might be a Blaze under a bit of attention, but after our 3-1 predictions, maybe Blaze have a little bit of a candle lit in their favor, trying to pray the candle becomes a much mightier flame to melt the cool heads of Yar so far in this series. We can lead that then straight into draft as well, because ahead of Game 3, we just talked about the Viego, but after or quickly in our break, we mentioned the jungle pool as well, trying to put Slini on something that's not comfort, trying to put Slini on something that you can answer with. And I don't think, Zach, you've been critical already of is the right choice.
Yeah, I mean it's such a random like I know it has this heavy gank tempo, but we're not seeing it ganked used to gank that much. And yeah, we're talking about CC lockdown as well, but you had the Anathemas James. I hope it was put on the Viego, but even then you weren't able to lock down the Viego in those fights because you lost track of him. Yes, I know he's slippery, but he just didn't, he wasn't able to get out and CC chain him long enough for anyone to boost him. So maybe you transition that into like a J4, because I'm sorry, I know I'm going on about J4, but he does the same thing as Zac, except from he has more damage, one shots, and can put up a wall, can just build a wall around himself and just lock everyone in with him, which makes it much better for team fights with like things like Galio, Ziggs, Camille, all the rest of it. You can build a combo around the MF if it ever gets through bans, which I doubt. But yeah, honestly, I think that we need some improvement on the jungle pick here, because at the moment I'm not sold on the Zac. You've lost 2 games on it. Maybe it's time to pivot.
Yeah, I've taken a quick look at the Uppbeat.gg's here. And from my previous notes on Typo, I see a little bit of Lilia, which I don't hate the idea of, and a little bit of Volibear. I know the Hecarim's been taken away by in most of these drafts as well. I'm not too sure what he's been playing in Valence, but I suspect he hasn't been getting his Kindred with a 67% win rate. So maybe if that one slides through, you snatch that one up. But yeah, I don't think Zac is... for 2 games that hasn't worked, I think is very bold to be able to pick that one for a third.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm waiting for us to get into game here, but yeah, I don't understand if the Zac is picked again, because there's so many counters to Zac. So far, we haven't seen too much of him being countered too heavily with the engage, because like I think is like the first game we had the Alistair. Alistair is very good into him, because even if he flies over the top of you, you just Q and W him away, right? Headbutt, throw him away, right? And we didn't see that much in the first game. I think we saw it once, but it could happen all the game, right? You could see the Thresh come in. You could see the Syndra scatter the weak. We saw the Trundle Pillars blocking him. Like, he's so easy to stop. Whereas, like, if you play my pick that I'm ranting on about, the J4, turns out if you CC him, he still EQs. What a champion! So yeah, I'd love to see them pick a jungler that can stand on its own 2 feet and doesn't need to constantly gank, because at the moment we're seeing them clear to 6 and then go for ganks. What we're playing, Nocturne Eve? These are ganking junglers. Like, come on. I want to see some early game pressure applied if you're going to pick that champ again. I mean, Zac can do cheesy things from level 2 onwards. Like, he's literally can do the J4 gank level 2, just does it better. So, come on. Like, what's going on?
We'll have to see what that pivot is. And of course, the other lanes are worth talking about as well. This isn't just the jungle game, despite it being very much a jungle meta and very much driven by jungle, I feel like, so far this series. as you say, with like the kind of ganking patterns and heavy ganking styles we've seen in this early game, it has somewhat come up of Ray's favour. To be fair, I think Yao have struggled a little bit somewhat this series to get their feet off the ground. So we'll have to see if there's too much adaptation for this one. I feel like most of the other lanes are going to stay the same. I don't think there's too much spice. I think Monty's maybe had a little bit of a struggle in this mid lane, not having the teleport as well, but not being able to utilize or make too much of lead over Harry with the ignite is also maybe a point of contention for game 3.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta say, like, we saw a Blaze in the first game get that massive lead on that against Uppbeat, and they just weren't able to convert it going forward, you know, and that's the main thing we need to see, because I feel like the first game it was their game, and then Sunny came in with a massive spite, and in second game Sunny carried and just destroyed them.
Yeah.
So in third game, if they can't go into it with a reset mental and can actually make this happen, maybe we'll see that game 4. I'm hoping for a game 4. One, I enjoy casting. 2, my bank account will be very happy. But if Yao gets the 3-0 here, surely that gives them so much momentum going forward into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I believe the next round of the playoffs as well is against our dear friends Haven as well. So that'll be a cool one to see. For 5 series, they are a bit storied now against each other. So
I'm not saying anything. No. What's say it? What's it?
We won't say it. We'll leave that one for later. Of course, that'll be with us next week on Thursday. We've had to move this one to Friday. I'm not really sure why, but it doesn't really matter if you're joining us. Of course, yeah, a normal time on Thursday is expected. 6 starts, for the semi-finals tomorrow. That is, of course, assuming that we don't get reverse swept here, because Blaze, like I said at the end of the call, will have to turn up the heat, and it starts here with the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it would be crazy if we get a reverse sweep so early, but honestly, it would be a fun thing to see.
But indeed, just have to tango with some of my Windows operations going on here. Got a little bit of an update starting, so we're just going to nip that one in the bud. Well, that one on pause.
Well, whilst we're going through the same bands as normal, I think it's just an exact repeat. Let's give a sponsor out to our HyperX sponsor for providing the lovely mics, my lovely water bottle, which has been destroyed by me, and my HyperX duck that is by here. I don't know if you guys could see. There you go, lovely HyperX duck. Just give them a plug every now and then. Keeps them happy. Yeah.
Yeah, keeps us happy as well. I do really appreciate HyperX sticking around to bring you guys this content as well. And of course, the mics just improve the quality that we can give to you guys. And hopefully the quality of this game as well will be of that stature.
Yeah, and I mean, overall... Oh, I'm seeing the Viego. Oh, don't worry, guys, boys. Don't worry. We'll switch it over now to the draft this time around. I wasn't going to forget. I just wanted to do the plug beforehand because it was the exact same bands as before. Except from the Camille this time. The Camille was checked in because apparently the Camille was the problem. Not the Viego. I guess...
I'm still impressed to see the Xayah ban, to be honest. I feel like that Xayah was maybe just a bit of an incident on the alphabet, V being close to X. I would have much preferred to see the Viego gone. Speaking of the letter V, we have the other V starting champion, Vladimir, which is a little bit of a surprise. I'll quickly check my mastery of the team on this one.
I mean, Vlad is a late game scaling champion and can one-shot people, but the fun thing about that is he needs to get to late game, and that takes a while. And we're seeing Volibear come in. Is this going to be Volibear jungle? Because if so, that would be a change up from the Zac.
Yeah, Volley was definitely on the list of champions our jungler Typo does play.
And the Vayne just picked up again. Vayne into Volibear, pretty good. If that is jungle Volibear, never going to be able to get a gank off against that Vayne as long as Condemn is up. So let's see what's going to be picked up here. I wonder if they're going to pick up the mid lane. Into the Vlad here. No, we just go for Leona.
Yeah. I will quickly say that I do quite like Vayne into Vladimir. Yeah, the range isn't the best because we work in pretty much the same operation as Vlad in terms of effect and attack range. But the ability to go invisible makes it very hard for Vlad to be able to have those reversals that Vlad is known for, being able to get those empowered Qs off. It's very hard to empower Q somebody that's invisible.
Okay, Jinx. Hyper carry, 2 hyper carries. Vayne played a lot more than Jinx at the moment. Jinx sort of lacking a lot of damage at the moment. Surprising, there is a lot of Enchanter supports out at the moment that can help her, but for the most part, she's not played to that higher level, really. So maybe we'll see a difference here. Zenzel did play him in the first game, and it did look pretty good there. But I mean, at the moment, Vayne is looking like a superior option into the comp so far. LeBlanc banned, Harry's just going to get Akali banned as well. I can only assume.
Be something to that effect, right?
The Mundo ban, the only broken champion that Riot has ever released this year. Get him out.
Yeah. That was so confusing when I watched that video. Our champion balance has been fine. Well, if you're looking for contrary evidence, please, if you want to send Riot this gameplay, I'd really appreciate it for both of our sakes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind playing against broken champions. It's fun. It's fun. Just let them get elo boosted and then nerf them, and then it's just free wins up in high elo. It's fine. Syndra and LeBlanc banned here, so really respecting Harry here on this mid pick. But little did they know that he has Akali, Azir, and Lissandra in his pocket pick. I really hope he doesn't go for the Seraphine. But yeah. What's the ban going to be in return?
Well, the jungler's locked in, so it's probably going to be towards... I was going to suggest that support side, but I could suspect maybe the Gwen could have gone there. It did have a pretty fine performance despite the deficit it was put in during that game.
Yeah, but
did go 1-for-1 a couple times and did survive the gank pretty handedly.
Surely you just take the you take the support here, and then I'm expecting Akali Kayle.
Akali Kayle, okay, that's our call so far.
Or Lissandra Kayle. I'm expecting Kayle top. And then the Volibear is going to be Flex to jungle, but come on, just listen to me, please. Please, I know you're listening. Just lock it in. Come on, Harry. Just lock it in. Okay, Akali Kayle. Friend. Okay. Okay. Someone's been watching too much Worlds, okay?
Yeah. We got our Chovy little impression going on over here. Well, Chovy didn't make it out of quarters, so hopefully this isn't the start of the reverse sweep locking in the Tryndamere. And I hope it's not Perks' Tryndamere, which is Tryndamere spelled without ours, Tindamere.
It's fine. It's going to be Niski's. It's just going to be sitting on the outside of the fight, just not doing anything. Listen, come on, you know you're going to pick the kill. There we go. Okay, so
so you were close. I respect. That was on mine.
It's fun because I mean the kill at least is going to go AP right. If he goes, I know Zephyr is a man who likes the AD kill, but if he goes AD kill now, I don't know what to do. Honestly, I'll just stop. It's no point. Full AD, no.
Regardless of the game, if it's AD, you won't see game 4 or game 5, win or lose. That'll be it.
Yeah. Okay. Kiana mid, Vladimir top, Volibear jungle. That's gonna be very annoying. I think Kayle Vlad, that's gonna be just an interesting lane. Kayle's gonna struggle very early on, and Vlad's just gonna be able to poke him out very early. Kiana, if you haven't played solo queue in the last month, you probably haven't played against Kiana in a while. The buffs that they did to her have completely broken her, and she can just one-shot pretty much everyone. The only person, obviously, that won't get one-shot is whoever has Kayle, Trindar, or... Well, that's about it.
The only one thing that won't get one-shot is these two invulnerable ultimates. Sounds pretty good.
Pretty much, but the fun thing about it is that you can't ult the Kayle can't ult boss in air. So you know, and I don't think the Trin can either. So if she plays it right, I mean, this Kayle could just one-shot their whole team. The important thing about Kayle, though, is that they will have Baron pressure this time, because last time that they threw on the Baron, this time if anyone comes to the Baron, you just ult the Baron pit and just stun everyone inside of it. So, you know, that is an upside here. And they do also have, you know, they have this double AP top, double AD mid, you know. Seems like the teams had the same idea about drafting this time around.
Yeah, I will quickly point out for people at home, it's not only that Kiana is pretty potent at the moment, but Monsi, I believe, has quite some mastery and investment into Kiana as well. Kind of makes sense with the Z as well, so it seems to be within very much his wheelhouse. And looking down at the Tryndamere pick, it is Kiana that he turns to in Ablaze's time of need. So keeping my eyes peeled for how much work he can get done, especially, like you say, around those Baron pits for those major teams.
Yeah, and I mean, the main thing I'm surprised at is not seeing the Jinx picked with an Enchanter support. I'm sorry, the meta at the moment has been so heavily towards these Enchanter supports. Why are we not seeing a hyper carry with Enchanter support here? They pick Leona. You could just pick Nami or Lulu into it and be fine, because the shields and healing knockups and all the rest of it will just be able to allow you to outrange, outmaneuver the Leona engage, and I think that probably would have been a better option than this Braum. And yes, Braum does do well into engage. You can obviously counters it pretty heavily, but
Yeah.
But I think an Enchanter, if you just go Luli, if a Trin just comes in, polymorph, Kale tries to ult polymorph,
Yeah.
you know, they're all on your Jinx, alter, all knocked up.
I mean, there is also the Yumi option that has been.
No, I don't know.
No, sorry, we don't talk about that one. Okay,
No.
so yeah, I don't hate the Braum here, like you say, being able to frontline and disengage a lot of what Yar's bringing. They don't have so much engage this time. It's looking pretty heavy on Leona or Vega finding a flank, something like this, or just straight up walking into them. Which again, Braum pretty well excels at being able to put up the unbreakable, but also being able to face check. Asgo hasn't had a great record of face checking, I don't think, in these last two games. He's looked a little like the spot the Inter maybe the Fnatic like to play.
To be honest, I don't think either supports have really popped off this today too much. Not the way that we've expected. Like obviously, I mean Mars has always done well on the has done better on the Leona normally, but so far today I think that the engagers have been slightly off. He has died a lot. Though last game, luckily when he died, he was able to trade a lot.
Yeah, it's normally using the showstopper, and he gets the face breaker off, and that's him doing his job there on this initiating the fights.
And the first game, those headbutt pulverizers that just missed were on purpose. He decided halfway through that he didn't want those, but overall, I think maybe the Braum should have been moved over to like an enchanted support. Would have maybe given you some more engage potential because, yeah, as you're saying, the engage potential of a Blaze is not very high. You got the Kiana ulti and then a Volibear, and the Volibear is just going to get condemned out. Kiana, if she goes in by herself, is just going to get bursted. It's going to be pretty miserable for them. And yes, you could say maybe put an engaged support in, but then you have no peel for the Jinx then, so you're only going the one way forward. So it's sort of like, why not just go into that Enchanter style? Then you can give them the speeds up, the movement speed to get that engage properly done with the Volibear, and then at least then on the back end, it's feeling a bit better.
Yeah, feeling a bit better. Hopefully, a Blaze will be by the end of this game, as we are close to loading onto the Rift. Assuming I don't have my stats tank or then updates die again. But yeah, like I was saying, I will point out that Jinx has a cleanse. I do like this adaptation. Being able to get away from the solar flare of Leona and the Zeniths and everything else and the condemns should she find herself targeted by those. I'm not happy about the Viego skin. Sorry.
But we've gone straight into a pause, and we'll have the pause straight after. But is there any keystones that you really want to talk about here? Because I think around the board it's pretty bog standard, right? Phase rush on the Vlad maybe just a bit different, but that gives him the chance to run down this Kale. Press the attack Kale makes a lot of sense. Other than that, I don't think there's much to talk about other than Team Yar do have the ability to 1-3-1 very hard on their team comp. I mean,
are you still in the pause, by the way? Because I am a little bit stuck in loading in.
I'm in the pause still. Maybe restart the client.
I'll restart the client. There's a chance that it's because of the intercompany they won't let you join in during a pause, but I'd be surprised if that's supposed to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect them to do? Okay, they only have 200 years of gaming experience on their team.
It's a small number.
But yeah, going forward, I mean, where would you like to see the ganking head towards really? Sorry guys, just let me sort this out. Yes, Trin. So we're saying wait, Trin mid. Yes, Trin mid is a thing. It's been at Worlds. It was S plus tier or something. Yeah, it's completely broken. You just guess the ability to chase down people a lot easier and get back and not punished as much with that ulti, and does a lot of damage and sort of crazy. But
I think you're going to ask as well where I would like to see some of that action or attention being put, and I think it is that mid lane. I suspect, especially for Hero Blaze, you feel a lot more confident in your Kiana than maybe Harry is just picking up Tryndamere for a game. You suggested that maybe I'll pick up some crazy pick or have a little bit of fun with this one. And I think maybe that Tryndamere could be that. Yes, it is very much.
No, I said have some fun. Trin's not fun.
I don't even know what spell names are. In my 6 years of playing the game, I have never played Tryndamere once. I'm going to take a quick look at Bloodlust. Okay. So yeah, it is. It's just spin, right? That's the champion, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Garen but with dashes, and an invulnerable R. Pretty fair. Overall, I think that they'll probably place this mid a lot. I think Kian might need some help early on into that bad lane, but for the most part, they'll just leave him be. As you see in the kill, picking the killing up, just saying straight away, I'm just gonna sit here, farm, go for my level. I'm here to level 16. Don't worry about me. I'm just chilling. Surprised to see the Trinamere start the D blade. Normally they do start the longsword, I believe, with 3 pots, but
Yeah, that's what I've normally seen.
doesn't really matter when you're into double melee, so it should be fine. Volleybed deciding to stand mid, and for some reason, I guess they're flexing.
Yeah, just not giving any indication to what side he's starting for now, making sure that there's no access for Yard to find something funny. So for once out of this series, we're going to get ourselves a line of scrimmage. And of course, this series, we are now at game 3 with Yar on blue side in match point against Team of Blaze here on the red for the quarterfinals, and the chance to face off against Haven in the semis later down the line in the Valence League. So on the line for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting to see both junglers just start on their reds and just clear that way. Volibear maybe just do a swing by gank mid lane because, yep, he can do those things. Just flash, get that instant stun. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be starting top, and yep, just an easy jungle clear. Both start red, makes it easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to expect to see a lot of trading going on in this mid lane. A heavy bloodbath in the mid lane.
Bloodbath in the mid lane. It sounds good for a Tridimir, whose passive, I believe, is called Blood Rage Fury. So looking to get himself some critical strikes here into Kiana. I know that dice rolling isn't everyone's favourite thing. And here comes the spin. He's going to get a little bit of a slasher. And there's your crit, 112 damage. Nice and happy stuff for Tridimir.
Yeah, I mean, spin to win, am I right?
Classic. Classic Robot Wars Hypno Disc over here. It's just Harry. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of lag still. I think you've been experiencing the same. It's probably just something to do with the League of Legends servers because we don't normally have this issue. Speaking of issues, Creon's going to get himself press the attack procced and going to get a little bit of a suck on the back end of that one, but still coming out less happy than Cypher.
I mean, you got to be fair. He has the sustain to last after that, so he can take aggressive trades, go through the pot, and then just be able to come back into it. I don't know if Zephyr has biscuits, but I don't think he would. But yeah, so either way, pretty even trade, I'd say. I think the Vlad's just going to heal all that damage back up and just be able to go for a more aggressive trade.
Yeah, there it is. That's that kind of more aggressive trade. Being able to use the passive to soak up some of that damage, as you're saying. Going to get the empowered one in every now and again. Once he's going to use the Leaf Blade to get himself away from some of this damage.
I just look at this trend mid. Honestly, it's riveting gameplay. Honestly, just getting that ward done on the chickens. They obviously know that now that the Volibear has to be bot side if the chickens are gone this early. Are we going to see a cheese gang top lane? I think we are. The Vlad's probably going to get caught out here.
I'll have to see if Director Camera will let us know what's going to happen. Slimmy just sitting here in the tri-bush, and he's going to start to walk forward, and Director Cam takes us up here. Going to get the Spectrum more paddled away from him, and the Q just going to penetrate through Creon there.
Yeah, honestly, I think a bit of a surprise path in there. I think he probably would have been better off just going to mid, but mid did push in quite heavily. But yeah, Vlad was always going to pull that unless you can get the slows down from the kill early on. But yeah, that time wasted time. But now he's down about 8 camps, and well, more than 8, 12 because the volley's just got that. I mean, 12 CS, 3 camps.
Yeah,
he's going back for this gank top side though.
He's going back for this gank top side, and I suspect Director Camera might take us around the map in case Volibear wanted to find something on the bottom side. The puddle comes out early this time. The Spectrum was going to come afterwards. They learned their lesson from the first one, and that's first blood on the mark for Kale.
Yeah, not nice that the Kale got the kill. I probably would have preferred giving it back to Slinny after the day that he's had so far, but either way, that's a scaling champ with an early kill into a Vlad. That should be pretty game over in that top side. Is this Volibear going to go for a gank in this bot side? Bane is
hasn't got the
low.
ultimate to disable the tower. They have this wave, like you say, going to crash in onto a half HP Vayne, so there is opportunity to look for something. They're going to look for it, going to flash early. Mars going to stun him up and drop the exhaust. Exhaust change it here onto Zandy. Are going to get the flame chompers in as well, but they're a little short. The Condemn's going to keep him alive a little longer, and that's actually a kill here onto Mars. They're going to have to flash commit in from Jinx, and there's a tanking up here from Asbo as Zypher's TP down to the play as well. That's now 2 kills on that early scaling Kale. Mars going to look for his Zenith Blade, but it's just a taunt. It's just a flex, really.
Not too sure what happened with the Volibear there. really missing the mark of the flash there. I think he thought that someone was tanking tower, but he should have just got closer and flashed like directly onto the Vayne, and he would have got that CC done earlier. But obviously this is feeling good for the Vlad. Yes, though the Kale got that kill bot lane, he does get two waves to himself in this top side, and he might get a tower plating as well. So good cover by the Vayne.
Cover by the Vayne. I will quickly point out that so far this is the most convincing start I've had to this series, and maybe the most convincing lead any team has had these games so far. We'll be looking to transfer that into their strong mid lanes as they have been so far in the series. Oh, a little bit of coordination on that, Zap. Farming continues, Slenny now just the one camp behind.
Yeah, Viego broken, am I right? The clear speed, but there's like the Volibear wants to try and make something happen in this top side, just get some vision wards, but then now they know that the Viego's reset, so his bot side camps have to be up, so he's gonna be playing down there soon. So the bot side's just trying to slow push this in. But Viego's popping down there. Maybe you're going to be able to get them when that wave has to crash.
Oh, but there's green to play with talent now. Ignite goes down here onto Harry. Going to have a flash here for Monty. Going to have to respect flash for Harry there as well before that Earthblade connects. So flash exchange in mid. Actually a summoner advantage for Harry considering he's a level down as well. If he's able to stay around and sustain in this lane, he might be able to find something before Monty does. Disconnect another Earthblade. Going to be using that privilege passive as well to get those procs in. But speaking of procs, there's the proc there onto Asbert with the true damage. Zandia going to be looking to round that one up. He's not going to get out of that, so he's just going to walk that one forward, and Zandia still.
Yeah, nice dash there by the Vayne just to get slightly over the traps then. I thought they were going to get them anyway, because those things can be buggy, but yeah, it works out well. I get the free kill. He knows he's dead, but Zephyr going aggressive here. Never mind, just at that 6 mark.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit ahead of you. So again, he's going to get jokingly mocked, as the thing says. Audacity's going to create some distance, and Harry, like I said, if he's able to sustain, has some pressure in this lane. With his Berserker Greaves, he's going to be quite happy. I was not expecting the Manamune, another tier, to be coming out from Kiana, but having played a little bit Kiana myself here, at least I remember she did have some mana issues.
It's okay. When you're down 2 games in a series, sometimes it's nice just to have a bit of a cry.
Well, speaking of crying, Zandia is going to be crying without a tower here. Does he able to get the condemn off, but the kill's going to be picked up here by Korean as they continue the dive now onto Mars, who's running out of thing. But Slinny's now in the vicinity as well, and he's looking like a volley bear, and he's about to look like a Jinx. He's able to pick that one up on the back of the double kill as the direct cam takes us over into the quiet period where Moxie's going to be dodging away. And we're back straight down to that bot lane where there's going to be more kills here for Slinny. He's going to be looking like a Braum next, and he's going to try and get himself that Vego cosplay, Vladimir cosplay. He looks like his uncle already, but he's going to lock that one up in the face of Braum. Get a quadra kill starting off for Slinny, and that is a horrible look for a Blaze.
Yeah, so the dive went pretty well at the start, and then the Jinx somehow got aggro, because the way that the aggro works is when someone drops and people start auto-attacking, it's the person closest to the tower that gets it, and the Vayne got it. Not Vayne, the Jinx got it and was all of a sudden down to 100 HP, so not really loving life at that point when you're next to a Viego, so yeah, and now we see a Viego with 4 kills, and we saw what happened when he had 3 kills last game at this point, so yeah, I think you're regretting not banning that at this point.
Yeah, unable to pick up the first Drake. It's the first time again this series that have been able to find early objective advantage in this case. And again, 4-0 looking at that Viego is goddamn terrifying.
Yeah,
to see what Slindy can do with this early advantage.
I mean, the Vayne's the one person you can target, and at the moment, every time you tried to target her, she got out. And now she's level 6, she can go invisible, get that condemn off more often, do a lot more damage, so the dives just aren't going to go in your favor now, and I think we're still in the end for them already at 9 minutes into the game.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see what they can do. Of course, shutdowns are great ways back into this game, and the towers were worth quite a bit, so I'll have to see how their objective play is, because so far, the early games have been pretty well positioned. Speaking of positions, Tap is in a good position maybe to attempt for this Herald, since the wave's pushing in top, but he might find this Slinny that he doesn't want to find. I'm not sure what happened in that mid lane, but it seems Trintamir has a kill and Kiana has a death, so I'll put the 2 and 2 together, and I'll say that Harry got that solo kill around that Drake. And there Cam was throwing us around just to catch everybody and myself home back up.
Yeah, Trintamir a fun champion, as we all know, but looks like Kill 2 level diff at this point in that top lane as well. Not living life on that Vlad, are you?
No, that's why he tries to drain life from others. We'll have to see how his Himo Plagues do late game. Speaking of ultimates that could be important, Monsi looking to get one here. He's going to use the ultimate and does connect with all the Springfield Hay of talent. The ultimate from Braum's going to come down as well, but Vayne's just happy enough, even with the slow, just to get those trade backs there. So they're going to be tripped down to half, but they do a fair bit of damage themselves. Going to absorb a zap, and the Super Mega Death Rocket is not Super or Mega quite enough. Short, maybe about 20 HP.
If the zap had hit that was a dead Vayne. And I will say, props to the Braum for trying to predict the Vayne flash there, but just... That must be millimeters from that knockup going through and killing him. But either way, I mean, you use a lot of Sam's bot lane and pretty much get nothing, I think, except from a wave to yourself. Yeah, maybe you can crash that, but if you're not too upset about them wasting that time.
Well, time's not being wasted here in the mid lane as he's already gone. There goes Monty. We'll have to see what they can answer back. Harry with the aggro is just able to eat that one up with the Undying Rage. That one spelled out for me on the screen. The Unstoppable comes in with the Storm, Rage, Fury, Wrath, whatever it is that Volibear has, and he's going to try and slap it into Mars. He's going to get the shield here from this tower. He won't be able to disable it, but the Zenith player is going to lock him up and deny him that auto attack. That would have maybe killed him.
Volibear, don't just slap it, whack it. Come on, man. Honestly, that should have been a trade kill back. He probably should have used the smite to slow. I think he would have actually been able to get that trade kill back. But either way, great dive from Yar, able to convert that in and get out pretty much for free.
Yeah, and in that meantime as well, that Herald that you just seen was picked up as dropping that one into the top lane, and the Kayle that was ahead now with a great deal of CS ahead has almost completed that hell at 100 CS.
I mean,
has now got first tower advantage too on top of this Vlad.
Every other game, the gold has been equal no matter, right? And this is the first game where it's a 4k gold lead for the side of Yar, and I have to believe that they'll just finish this one out, unless there's a colossal throw.
Do you want to put a prediction on what time this game ends at this trajectory?
Yeah, I like to take it slow, so I'm going to go with about 26, 27 minutes.
26, 27 minutes. I like those odds. We'll have to check in at the end of the game to see if that is the case, or even if it is a Yar victory at all. At the moment, it very much smells that way.
I'm hoping that Blaze is able to just get at least one, so that because I feel like they should have won that first game, and they deserve to at least feel happy about how they played, and for them to go home 3-0 just feels a bit. It makes me feel a bit bad for them, right? Because they have been performing. It's just Viego's a balanced champion and a few other bits, but
there from Munson. At the moment, it's a little bit comparable to the Mad Lions Down 1 series, as Slinny's looking to do his best Canyon impression. Smite this time comes out from Volibear. He's looking to turn this one around. His Monty's in the vicinity as well. He's going to get locked up by the Spectrum or Supreme Play of Talent. We won't even get to see. It's not that displaying, really. Zandiel's going to get locked up. Finally, the Brawl connects this time as there's members and there's a brawl in the top side. There's a first kill there straight down onto Harry, and the Unstoppable Undying Rage is really hard to deal with. Zypher's going to find himself at the bot lane. I don't even know when he got here, but he's going to find himself 2 kills. There's kills on the top side as well. Slinny's still surviving. Dash out there from Vladimir. I wish I could have seen both bits, but we got a lot of action on a lot of sides, and it's all coming up. Yeah.
Well then, I think this. I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but this could be an FF. It's really looking doomed. Like 6k down, 13 minutes. It's not looking like the best of game. They've had closer games and have come up worse. And at the moment, your golds. Yeah, you got a couple of kills on that Vlad, but that Vlad didn't do anything in that team fight then, and you're not feeling too great about yourselves after that.
Yeah, a Blaze, not really so much a Blaze as just an A at this point in the series. Maybe if they find some miracle comeback here, or if you throw that one over, if they start to melt towards this one.
Is Harry Goredrinker on Trent?
It could be Stridebreaker. I'm not too sure. The Stridebreaker buffs did look kind of satisfying. Or the adjusts, rather.
I believe the build is Gale Force. So that just shows how little he knows about this champion. I want to hope anyway. No problem.
We're just gonna Unbreakable and dash back out of that one. I'm not gonna want to tango with the 5-0. Well, speaking of tango with the 5-0, Typo is going to get himself in a little bit of trouble. Slinny going to get himself a little bit unstoppable. Not quite in time to get the unstoppable out from Thingy. He's going to be trying to find that kill. Going to try and find the reset. He's going to have to look for it on Braum as well. As the Glacial Cousin comes out, Zypher, lacking on mana, has no available either. Could be in a little bit of trouble.
That's just
going to have to use the puddle. Going to get caught out, perhaps. Able to waddle and puddle away from that one.
That has to be probably the most disrespectful play we've seen all day from the side of Yard. Really just not caring. We'll go in between your T1, T2 tower. I just sit there and Kiana's going to get caught up here on the
Oh,
backside.
Monty unable to find himself over the wall with that one. That mastery on Kiana's not going to be coming up clutch this time. Is caught out on the rotation there by the solar flare. And Harry looking to dive. Asco is just going to get another auto attack. And Jinx, you don't want to be there, my friend. There's a Slinny and a Mars in vicinity as well. There's Enflay is going to come through, and that's 2 kills for the Tryndamere on the backside.
Okay, we're seeing the FF window open up now. I think that they won't do it because it's just... I feel like it's just not the way that they'll play, but honestly, it's really just not looking comebackable, in my opinion, here.
Yeah, you said, yeah, I like to play it slow, so they're going to have to put on the brakes so far, because this is looking very fast. And I'm just going to make sure that Crown is going to be spending a little longer in the fountain than he would have liked.
They've got 11 minutes to end it out. Okay, otherwise I'm right. And honestly, I can see him ending earlier, but it's gonna be an interesting game if it goes that long, because there has to be some sort of bad macro mistake or shutdowns going over to the right team of Ablaze, and at the moment I can't see it happening.
Yeah, or alternatively just some lethargism. We've seen it before in these balance games where you just hit a point where a team's in the lead and they know they're in the lead, they just can't find the window that they want to close with. Well, so it just kind of stalls out, and then somebody maybe gets a little too fed, and then maybe they get a chance fight by an objective or a 1-for-1, and it slowly leaks that gold away. Hopefully that won't happen for Yart to date.
Well, that is
the last outer tower is probably their target.
That is the good thing about Ablaze's... Oh, as we're seeing...
Oh. Yeah, we're seeing Typo having to ult his way over the wall, but of course there is so much that can follow. Like Slinny following, Harry following, dominating. As you do, they're going to transition this one quite nice and smoothly into Creon, who has half a tower left, and he's got 4 new friends with blue health bars.
Half a tower and a dream. Half a tower and a dream.
Half a tower and a dream is not enough to keep his lights alive, and he's going to get washed and just...
So the one perk about Ablaze is that Yar's team does not do very well with towers, because they have a melee range mid. They can't really push them down very well, and Vayne's probably the shortest range person, but looks like they're just going to get Herald anyway, and as long as you stay alive on the side of Ablaze, you can hold off the push until 26 minutes, where I'm fully fine if you let it will go. But yeah, at the moment, I feel like it's a bit hard for them to push in these towers, but if they just force super hard with Tryndamere ult, maybe they'll just get it.
Yeah, I mean, now that you've broken open to the inhibitor tower, there's opportunity with the Herald as well, that you could just drop the Herald in that top side, right? I'm pretty sure you win whatever fight with just about 3 members in any combination against 5 at this point of the game. So if you're able just to wheedle your way into that top side with the Herald, you might just find yourself some kills and a Herald to push onto the Nexus with, and try and race that 26-minute prediction.
If you're gonna do it, okay, you got to remember that Herald takes a lot of damage from towers here. So if they're gonna do that? They need the Tryndamere to tank the towers with his ultimate. Just sit in the ultimate. Let the 2 Nexus towers hit him, so the Herald is untouched. Okay, and he needs to push off the rest of the comp. But at the moment, I mean, it looks like it's probably going to be going down to the bot side. Maybe they're trying to open this up. Tier 2 towers are worth a lot of gold, but...
Yeah, here come the party of Slinny and Mars. They're going to be dropping the ults, and the Flash Spectral Mars is just going to be enough to lock up Monty there with just a Yomu's and a tier 2 his name. He might be buying a few more in a few moments. If Zandiar is not crying himself, as the Pro is going to be trying here to connect Exhaust, and Condemn's going to get him away, but the Hemoblade is going to be amplifying a lot of that damage. The Shield Bow is going to be negating a lot of it, though. He's going to get the ult here from Zypher on the back end of that one, so Kru's going to be the one having to flash away. Zypher going to be looking for the chase. Slow here from Typo is not going to be enough. There's a chase here into the top side as well. Azco 99 is going to be looking not so fine.
That's for the game.
There's the Herald, like I say, into the side lane. They could just win that. They have 3 members, and they still have their ultimates available as well. They haven't got that TP to go. They do have a lot of gold onto this Jinx and a supreme display of talent, and they're going to be locking up Mars, but that's just the support, and he's still alive. He's not taking damage. The Herald's still got the charge as well. Celine is alive. He's going to wait out this exhaust with the mist. Harry's here as well. I believe his ult is still available as well. They might be looking... I'll be betting forward, or they're just looking to join up in that mid lane and get that last outer tier tower as well. They're just going to slap away at this one. You said they struggled with towers, but they're not struggling with winning across the board. Monty's looking for something, but he hasn't got anything to his name. He's got a Yomu's, like I said. He hasn't even got the supreme display of talent anymore. So yeah, really walking away with just about everything they want there.
I just want to say Herald is cheating as far as not being able to do well with towers. Okay, that's completely disgusting. But Kiana, is he going to be able to get this pick? No ulti.
No.
Yeah, that's a slight mistake there. Honestly, I think they're just buying their time for the end now. Baron's coming up in 30 seconds. I'd like to say they get it straight away, but I think they feel like holding off for about 6 minutes.
Well, it's nothing better, so I don't mind if they do. Just to
Hey, more money, more money, more money. No,
pretty past the 9th hour, so Selene just going to be taking up this Drake, getting themselves a little closer to Ocean. Not that they necessarily need it, but just so that they can flex it, of course.
yeah,
A little bit of gold in some of the more pockets.
completely uncontested, and the bright side of a Blaze is that they do have that bottom lane that's always going to push for them to farm here. But the sad part about that is that if someone else goes down there to push that wave in, that's going to be a bit of a problem with you, because I don't know who they can handle except from the Vayne. Even the Leona trying to 1v1, some of their carries might be a bit sketchy at this point. So yeah, so maybe they just send, they're just gonna send the Trin bot, sorry. And if they try to collapse on it, they're just gonna do Baron.
Just do Baron. Well, at the moment on my screen, it looks like they're looking for a little bit more and an excuse not to do Baron, perhaps. I think maybe it takes a little longer. Typo going to have to be using his Q to get out of there. He's going to connect the solar fan. The Xanthblade is going to follow. He's going to get locked up on the Champers. The Champers in a great position. So is the Scream for Play of Talent, but Zypher's going to keep himself afloat with his ultimate. Harry just about looking to do the same. He's going to buy some time and use that Fury to heal back up. The ultimate's still available. And here's the ult here out of Volibear, but he's just going to drop. Selene's going to pick that one up. Krayoking is next on the menu as well. Selene's going to be locked up on the backside, and Jinx going to open up into him. Marzi's going to get picked off. That's a kill back. Selene, going to have to use the stopwatch there to keep himself alive. Harry got the ultimate to go as well. He might be able to turn this one back around. He's got 2 into this fight. So far. He's going to spin away. Drink is up. The Zap is just a little shy. They might have to answer Zandia on the top side of the screen, pushing into this mid lane. So there is Jinx getting excited and some kills. There is a little bit of light left in a Blaze, but it's still pretty much a win for Yara overall.
I mean, is it? They just gave over loads of massive shutdowns, and this Jinx now just gets to farm for pretty much nothing. I feel like that.
Get one of the. Did they not get a tower? I thought they got a Nexus tower out of that as well.
I mean, it was going to go down anyway. It was on 10 HP anyway. But either way, I mean, let's be fair. That's not really going to save you the game, right? You're still 11k down. Yes, you can farm up a little bit in this bot lane, but yeah, they're just going to go Baron and end it either way. I will say, I think that was a bit of a throw for content. Maybe they are listening to me and believing in that 26-minute mark. But if not, I believe I'm pretty on pace. They're going to take Baron soon, and hopefully they stall out for 3 minutes. And then
if they take the Baron now, if it takes them maybe a minute to get the Baron, it's then 3 minutes they'll last for. So that would take you to your about 26-minute mark. Especially if Selene doesn't find something here. Just going to throw the Blade of the Ruin King in the Volibear's face. He's just going to have to take it on the nose.
Sure, they wait for the bot wave to crash through these minions, wait for someone to show. Jinx might have to go down and clear that. So as soon as you get that, you get the green light to start this Baron.
Yeah, there's that green light. They haven't even shown, but they know that they're just happy enough to start this one up. They have the blue ward on it.
Why clear bot wave when you can take Gromp and blue buff? No?
I couldn't tell you. I think maybe at this point they have as much hope for themselves as you do them. So the Grump and Blue might not be as efficient. They just look tastier. You might as well have your dessert before your meal when you're not going to have much left to eat at all. Well, maybe he gets a little bit of peel and he can have something to chew on to get excited about. Does Kenny? He had a great first game in this series. He's going to have an amazing game from here on out to be able to give himself another game in this one. I'm also looking for something on the side. Harry and Selene in the wings, looking to force something here onto Creon. He just gets 2 touchdowns to half. And the face rush coming out, and then the puddle as well. Creon has not a lot of answers left. Once he's in the vicinity, going to have to flash away in exchange for Selene with the Spectrum Ward to stun him up. Jinx not really getting a lot done with these Baron buff minions. Is doing a fine job of clearing the wave overall. They're looking to bring this next wave here into mid. There's many fires in the base here for a Blaze. It's not really their style to be able to put them out. This one might just be very close to closing ahead of the 26-minute mark. We're at the 24. You need 2 minutes left of the Blaze to at least get your prediction right as a silver lining. Selene does not care for your prediction there as he's making his way here onto this inhibitor. Our members agree to that top side.
This is where they reset here.
Well, I don't think they're resetting as I'm seeing it engaged. That tower comes down to Spring Display of Talent and connects onto 2, but the ultimates are still available. He does not press R on Tryndamere. He's as good as the rest of the EU and NA mid lane as it was. And the Jinx is getting to open up. They've actually won this fight. They've turned that one around. They pick up 3 kills on the top side. Kenny looking for something here. He's getting excited. He's looking to finish off Zandia. Here's the blue ward in the bush as well. And there's the rocket straight into Zandia's face. Selene unable to find too much more other than the inhibitor on the other side of the fight. Just lets his team die and gets nothing much more out of it. Blaze not going to
It's the
chase
second
Slimmy down
content
for that
throw.
one.
It's the content throw.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've seen Yar through in this position before. I didn't want to jinx it, but well, Jinx did jinx that one up. Bringing up spoilers here for Arcane.
that's the one problem with Tryndamere is that R button, sometimes it just disappears off the keyboard and it's so hard
Where
to
does
see.
it go, you know?
I mean,
That's why
Jensen's been
gamers
asking that
love
for
their
ages.
RGB, right? Like, you need the R to be a different color, just so you know what that one is.
When I play Trynd,
Gonna get spun.
I put it on spacebar actually, just so it's easier to hit.
Well, you might be able to hit this one. I don't think Slimy's going to try it. No, he's not going to try to steal that one. So that is Ocean Soul denied for now as well. So that little flicker, that little flame Ablaze did have is slowly getting a little bit warmer. I mean, that 11k gold lead is now a little shy, and it's just 9 or 10, which is an improvement. It's not great, but it is an improvement.
I mean, am I going to be on the money with this prediction? 26 to 27 minutes around that area? I mean, looking like it. Oh no, Viego's going to go farm some jungle camps instead of trying to force for the end. They just need to group and get this top inhib, and then they can actually just pressure with double super minions coming in from every lane. It could just be game.
Just need to remember press their ultimates as well. To be fair, I was quite impressed about the amount of damage that Jinx ult was bringing into the back of Harry there.
It's an execute.
I'm not sure if the
just does
that. It just does that. I'll have to see how much more of that she can do. Keep your eyes on Kenny into this one as a Supreme Display of Talent finds its way onto 2. It's an engage again from the side of Ablaze, but we'll have to see if they can keep that flame alive for this fight. The inhibitor is not due for long. Zypher looking to be next on the menu. He has no ultimate available as well. Kuron going to look for something. Typo looking even harder. Is going to get quashed in that one. Mars finding his Zen's blade on the back end of the fight, and here comes Slinny and doing the thing that he does. Zandia being able to do the same, dashing across over the chomp. Slinny doesn't care about them. He has the GA to go as well. He's going to get that one from Zandia, looking to push forward into these creep waves. Zandia looking to keep himself alive. Slinny not going to be staying alive as well. That's a reset here for Jinx. Not thingy. Oh my god, he's melting them. That's 3 kills. That's 4 kills here for the Jinx. That was almost a pentakill, and they keep themselves alive again. There is still hope for Ablaze. They are still living up to that heat.
The gold lead's almost gone. The Jinx is going to reset and be close to another item. I mean, I'm sad that it's not LDR, but what's she going to build here? Yeah, why is it not LDR? But either way, I mean, she's coming back into this. There is double inhibs up. They did just do that just to throw, so I didn't get my 26 to 27 minute timer. But if this Jinx is now in a position to carry, and hopefully this time they'll actually peel for him, because it looks like they are doing that. I think Volleybet just getting a bit excited going into that backline, nearly threw the whole, maybe threw it back at Yar, but if you just peel this Jinx, the damage that's coming out of it, look at the farm. I mean, sorry, 300 farm at this point, that is...
Yeah. Pretty tremendous. I believe as well he's got the solo gold from the one tower that they do have as well, 11 and 3. I did ask what can that Jinx do. What I should have asked is what can Kenny do? What can he do in these team fights? And he's going to have to do it again though.
Well, this is the problem with that inhib that they took, what was it, 12 minutes? 13 that they took that bot inhib, was it? Either way,
it's a little shy. That's like 15, 16.
Yeah, it just gave the Jinx so much more farm. And look, I mean, she's 160 more farm than, well, 170 more than the Vayne here. So that Jinx is now just coming online. I think that item is wrong, the thing, but either way, I mean, that's a lot of damage. And I mean, I want to make the flex tape joke so hard, but we'll leave that one be.
We're going to leave that one be, as they're going to leave Asco be for now with the Unbreakable. They've been leaving this Jinx be in these team fights. She's had her peel after that Cassiopeia game. She's been keeping the Doctor at bay. Going to be keeping many more at bay for now. Going to be keeping these minions at
stun
bay.
wasted.
Down now below a third. As you say, the Leona ult a little shy of the mark. Nothing really pulling the trigger on that. They're just going to wait for this next wave. But the previous waves have been cleared. Maybe they're just going to wait for the minions to do the tower damage for them. It's going to feed this one in. There's another wave with doubles on it as well. Creon gets that massive sucks. Harry's down to half. He does have that invulnerable. But yeah, thinking better of it. They're just going to walk towards this Baron instead.
Yeah, and that's just giving them even more time to farm up now. You're not getting any farm. You're just starving yourselves at this point. You're what, 3 levels down on ADC? We went level down on top lane. I mean, the only hope you got is this Trynd in the mid. That's an early Jinx rocket for that steal, but Jesus, I mean, the XP gap is coming in. If I'm scared about what this Jinx can do.
Blaze are desperate. The Baron's already down to half. Derek can't really want to show us that it's already been started. He's going to look to get everything. Can he steal it himself? Oh, he returns the steal. Favor for the first game. He's going to die for this one, though, for sure. He's going to get locked up and condemned on the other side of that one. But he does steal away the Baron. Taking the longer route, get punished.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, they got that stolen. Are they going to go for the end now with the 45? The Volibear has been the tanky member, stopping them so much, but at the same time, they got 30 seconds to that Ocean Sword if they want to go for it, but I think they're just going to go for this end.
Yeah. They might just go for the end. They are pushing now into Baron buff minions, and 2 of the inhibitors have respawned, so they have less siege minions to work with, but they are in exchange up a member instead. Like you say, the Volibear is very much their
Jinx
front line.
cleanses up.
If he is only up with 7, Jinx is where we need to keep our eyes. What can Kenny do? What can he do? He can get stunned up and knocked up on the backside of the fight. Selene straight in there. They're looking nowhere short of this Jinx. The Zypher ult is going to be huge and do a lot of damage across the board, but of course they have these invulnerable. Zania going to get cleaned up as well. Jinx is still alive on the side of the fight. She's still firing these rockets away. It's a triple kill, in fact, for Koreans being able to pick this one up, and the Super Mega Death Rocket is just a little shy. It's a quarter kill here for Korean. Yar tried to force that fight 5 versus 4, and Volibear shows up at the end just to laugh in their face with no assist. And in fact, they might actually get something back. They might be able to equalize some of this gold. It's only a 3k difference now. They're going to get themselves a second Drake as well. Yeah. They're sweating now.
Yeah, but look at this top lane. They've completely left it open. No one's going for it at this point. That's just going to destroy.
Zypher. It's going to get the Baron buff recall here for Jinx. Yes, they haven't got it. Oh, are they? Aren't they? They're going to leave that one for Monty and just make sure they're going to push in on these towers. What the time is like for Yar?
Zypher's got TP.
Seconds. There is a TP. If they can't get back, Grion has TP as well. He should be able to get there at the same time. Assuming that it doesn't get cleared. Yeah, they're going to back up now.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit greedy if they stayed much longer there, but they've really turned this around. I would like to see this. I'd like to see them actually switch to an LDR at this point, because let me tell you, LDR is broken. But either way, this Jinx completely rattling off a load of damage. Imagine if they had an enchant to support at this point. But either way,
I think the Braum has been doing it. It's fair dues of work this game.
No.
No.
No,
You're the analyst.
on the color cast of the support main, I'm telling you, Lulu would be doing more. But yeah, honestly, the amount of power that's coming out of this Jinx, if she just had LDR, I'd be so much happier. She needs to trade out this GA because it's on cooldown anyway. She's not going to do it. How much gold is she sitting on? She's on 2k. She could have switched that for a Starix and to sat on that until GA comes back up and you switch back between them.
Yeah,
that is the strat. Or you just change it for an LDR and just enjoy your life. But either way, if Yar can't push this in and get this trade back, it's gonna be looking like a game 4 here.
Yeah, it very much could be that. After the 27-minute prediction now, seems we've literally jinxed this one, perhaps. Before Yar has had a little difficulty closing out a game like this, but they did improve, so I mean, we'll have to see what improvements they can make within game this time.
I think they should be able to win this one now, though. Jinx Jinx has flash, but no cleanse, no GA.
She has no Dom's Regard and no GA. We'll have to...
Hey.
They've been listening. Great minds.
Hey, if you're listening enough, okay, I'm going to be spouting out about Lord Doms as much as possible. If someone goes Collector, just get out.
I'm not too much a fan of collecting myself. Speaking of collecting, Selene is looking to collect this top wave to try and get these waves to collect and push in at the same time. You know, going to make sure they're not skipping any steps. They've been trying to skip their way over onto this Nexus, but they've been answered by this Jinx a couple of times now already. Not looking to make the same mistake. This time there is no GA, which is very, very crucial. It's what kept Jinx alive and afloat in that fight to be able to answer back. Selene's GA is available, however, instead. As long as he doesn't die as impersonating somebody else, he will get a second chance at life.
Yeah, honestly, Kenneth's been really popping off today on the Cassiopeia and this Jinx this time round. So if he can pull his team over the line this time round, it'll be a miracle to see. But yeah, are applying pressure to all 3 lanes at this point. It's good. It's going to be really good or really bad if they get caught on either lane.
Yeah, they're going to look to group here to punish here onto Creon. The Solar Flare comes out, and that's a big tool gone. They're going to look to get this inhibitor, but they're going to be engaged on first, it looks like. And here comes the Glacial Chasm and knocks up one, but again, it's onto Mars. Zypher going to have to pop the early flash, but exhaust and splash out again. He does still have the cleanse, but that's a dead. Selene's here on the Nexus. He has the GA. He's going to Q nothing. He's going to Q the thin air, and he's just going to get locked up here with the ultimate. He's going to dodge away from the Braum passive, but he's going to go into his GA. Just Mars now alive. They did get 2 inhibitors, so they have a little bit more time, but it's still not enough. They haven't broken here. Mars looks like he's going to die for the inhibitor. He does get it. He gets the odd out of that one, but I don't know if that's enough for them to not end. They might be able to just run down this mid lane and force for something. What are the timers like? We're looking at 20 seconds here for Zandia.
It's worth it for the stall, but I'm pretty sure you just end up losing that game. Zephyr does have TP in 22 seconds. He can probably go for that top lane TP, but this Jinx will shred through these towers when she gets there. They are protecting that 1 minion. Please tank for the minion,
3 seconds
please.
on Zandiar, 10 seconds here on Harry. His ult is available as well. If they can buy enough time, Zypher might be able to TP into the base and close, as long as they can keep these
Surely he
towers and
TPs.
this Nexus alive. Zandiar is just blown up. He had longer to arrive, and well, it's frozen, so we don't get to see how tense of a close that could have been. There was a TP being channeled to that top lane. I don't know who won that, actually. We don't know.
Nah,
Is
it's
it
Jinx. It's
that's a
Jinx.
face race?
I
You
got.
reckon it's Jinx?
Well, we'll see now. Please.
I haven't had GG series pop up from the Discord. Um, the suspense continues.
It says defeat at the top, but I don't know which team we're on. Can we get some info from the teams, please?
Yeah, message them in client. We'll have to see. I don't think it's GG's because I haven't seen it in the thing. I think you're right. I think Jinx was that, and we think we're heading to a game 4.
Mars is in chat saying he doesn't know how we lost that game. I don't know if he's baiting or not because obviously we didn't catch up in time. But either way, I mean, look at that Jinx damage. The Vlad damage is surprising, but Jesus. I guess what do we do? Do we take a break for a minute to work this out? I got the perfect thing. Don't worry.
We got the perfect thing. We have the perfect thing. I can't see what's happening. Can't give anyone audio description.
It's on stream. Don't worry. So if you would like to go to, if you'd like to check the Esports Wales Discord, I'm sure you can pick up one of these lovely shirts. Esports.
If you want to throw like Team Yarn
yeah.
You too can get a Team Yash.
This one is just the classic Elite Gamer one, but however, you can get the Team Yar one to follow up with. Please go get that. I had to give the plug because it arrived today, and I can tell you the fit is perfect. As a man who is XL, it is so rare to find ones that fit, and it is pretty good. And if we do manage to go to a game 5, I might put it on for you. I might treat it, but at the moment the shirt buff has been working on my end, so maybe I put on the Esports Wales shirt jersey and just go for it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to quickly try and confirm with Mars if he hasn't gone on a break how that game ended.
Well, do we have the lobby for game 4? I don't.
I'm going to have to go and get the codes. I'll admit I only got 3, and I said you can have a 4th if you're going to have fun. So I think that's maybe the fun game. Kenny had most of that fun, I suspect. So I'm going to get myself these codes in preparation. I think Mars has replied. Okay, no, yeah. We do have a game 4 on our hands.
Right, well, I guess we're going to have to take a small break and come back for game 4 then.
Yeah, I think we will. So you guys at home, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I don't know if you can tell how big the smile on my face is, but we have ourselves a game 4. Although our prediction was not right for a 26 to 27 minute win after that opening, your prediction of a 3-1 series might yet come true as the ReaperSteve starts with that one game, and we'll have to see what Ablaze can do. Is lit under their asses once again. You can join us back here shortly for a game 4. Welcome back, everybody. You join us again ahead of Game 4 of this series. There probably should have just been 3-0, but Kenny literally on fire with a blaze here, able to bring back the last game. To your prediction, to be fair, you did say we were going to have a bit of a fun one with the last one, but still a little bit of egg on our face, considering the lead that we had on that one. So the ice has been broken, and Blaze can take games here in this series. And, well, it's now exactly that. It's a series and not a 3-0, so... Maybe we can talk about draft and talk about ending it this one quickly because maybe both of us are a little bit peckish.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry, I'll be honest. I was going to go get a Chinese and it's been stalled out by this. And it closes at 10, so no, it closes at 11, so I've got about an hour and a quarter before I get to it. Oh, Jesus Christ, we've jumped into draft.
Well, they must be listening because, yeah, we're not waiting around to chew for thought on the last game draft.
But for those who have noticed, yes, I did put the shirt on, yes, and it is a great fit, like, perfect. Bit tight on the arms, but that's what you get for being a gym lad. Am I right? I'm sorry, that's so cringe.
Anyway. All the best guys that play League of Legends also go to the gym. I mean, have you looked at Broxer? Man's actually a rock.
Yeah, but I've also seen his ability in game.
Well, it's what happens when you play for CRG.
Yeah, true. Or Fnatic. Either way,
he had that one Lee Sin play. Come on, give him that.
Brox's Lee Sin, is that where we're going? Either way, we are going for the same bans yet again. Actually, the Trundle's still getting banned here. Not the Viego.
Not the Viego. It did open the game with a quadra kill, and it did get a
okay.
Hey! Thank God. I was pretty sick of that. I am not heartbroken to see him gone.
So
back into the Mystic goes.
I don't think we're going to be seeing the Vayne in this game. I think we're going to be seeing the Camille picked up this time around. That's what happens when you switch sides for the last game round. Yep. So I wonder what the response is going to be in that top lane, because so far this Camille has been a menace up there. Is it just going to be the kill? Because we know that Zephyr likes that kill. It did pretty well on it. He got some lucky, I want to say lucky TP plays, but I guess predicted. It was more like they overextended and he was just there to mop up at the end. It looks like just a Tom Kench, unbench the Kench.
Okay. I was thinking maybe we get this Scissors rematch. I was thinking maybe I've forgotten what else I was thinking about. Kench. But yeah, Kench. He is off. He's off the bench. He has seen some bans this game. Speaking of seeing bans, Xayah was the other thing that saw some bans. And
yeah, just pick the Jinx. Pick the Jinx. Pick an Enchanted support. Pick the Jinx. Enchanted support. I'm not going to go on about this too much because honestly, as much as the Braum helped, okay, yeah, he landed some good CC. How much would an Enchanted support do? Oh, about 10 times as much. Anyway, so Xayah, do we think we're going to be seeing Rakan here? I've seen Mars try and play it. I don't think he's too proficient on the champion, so I'm expecting just a normal CC champ, Leona, maybe the Mumu. Still, I wonder what they're going to pick out as last band. They should probably be jungle here, so they can actually get some... Oh, no, just Morgana.
Now, that could be jungle, like you say. I believe
it's not
Typo. It's his second most played jungle and ranked this season, so it could be flexible.
It's not
like the series began.
It's not good in the jungle anymore, but I can fully understand why they're playing it, because that is one of their most played. I noticed they have been spamming the Udyr, so maybe that would have been preferred. Maybe it's just to go onto the Jinx to give him that little bit of comfortability. Yeah, Mars was definitely listening when I said I don't think he's as proficient on the Rakan. Had to try and
Mars, as long as he's better than Ming did in that top lane. I think it was game 3.
Hey, I respect it, but I got a feeling that they're not going to pick an Enchanted support, so they're going to pick the Leona, and Leona Rakan is an interesting matchup. I prefer the Rakan. I know many people who prefer the Rakan, but there's some people who prefer the Leona.
Yeah, I think there was a stat for it. I think I saw somewhere that Leona has the preference in that matchup, despite Rakan being more present and having more world skins than Leona does recent. Braun being taken off the cards, maybe they felt the champion innately is too hard to deal with. Or just trying to pinch as goes.
I feel like it's just comfort, right? We've seen him fall back on Echo. Did he play it first game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just comfort, right? Just ban him off the comfort pick. There's no point giving it to him if that's what they feel comfortable on, or her. Overall, I think that they should ban Leona here as well, just simply because it's just a CC based champion, which I believe that they play on that side. Oh no, just ban the Vex, because we let Vex go through every game except from this one, and today is the day to play that champion. I don't even know if it's enabled.
I don't even think it's enabled, so that might just be a dud ban here from you. Might be queuing for 2 joke games. I'm a little bit suspicious of that, Vex man. You might not be able to queue for your chips if it does go that way.
It's fine. I'll have to message someone to go get down and get them for me. Diana looking like the pick here.
Ooh,
Diana
privilege.
Yasuo? Diana mid?
There's the Diana. As you say, Yasuo tends to be what you think of when you see
Please,
Diana in a competitive at the moment.
please,
I
please.
suspect it could be a mid
Calm.
or jungle pick at this point. I'm surprised they picked jungle
Nami?
so late, but with the pinch.
Nami? Lulu?
Looking for Nami.
Karma?
Karma's a fine choice.
I'll forgive you for playing Yumi in the situation, okay? Please, just Enchanter with Jinx, please. Karma, like, come on. Please. Please.
Well, it looks like it could be the Camille that's being... Okay, that's a little
Ivan Jungle. Just
different.
put in some sort of Enchanter here.
I mean, Kiana doesn't look bad here with the Anivia wall, but I don't think that's going to be the circumstance looking at the composition so far.
Oh, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look.
Don't want to look. Oh, maybe you want to look. That's something you like to see-ish, sort of. It's the type of thing you wanted to see. Maybe
What?
Not the one you wanted to see. Is it?
It's a type. There we go. Okay.
Safe. That's much better.
Okay.
Breathe. All right.
Okay, what are y'all gonna do in response? Because Rakan Lulu, that's rough on both. That's rough on the Rakan really, because every time he goes for that engage, you can just polymorph him out of the W, which is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Also, you got the slows that stop him from getting that engage, and if they know how to auto space correctly, that Jinx can always touch that Xayah. It's gonna be painful. Victor is the choice. Double AP mid jungle. That's gonna be an interesting one. Time Kench, I believe, is also AP, so that's triple AP top side. But yeah, I think this is a great draft from Ablaze here. I think this might be I think I might be missing my chips, to be honest.
Well, I think Kenny's got them because it looks like to me this composition's putting a lot of the chips here onto Kenny. Understandably so. The two standout games for Ablaze so far, game 1 and game 2, have been pretty much built upon the back of Kenny's big stacks.
I think the weakness is going to be the Camille and the Morgana, right? Morgana in jungle has sort of fallen off pretty heavily. Diana should be able to take advantage and just destroy her in jungle as long as you go for the invades at the right time. Palm Kench in that top side is just an absolute monster, and I know Zephyr has played it to quite a proficient level.
I believe he's lost to it as well.
Yeah,
maybe once, or I might be getting it confused with somebody else. But we've seen Tom Kench do some work.
Yeah, Tom Kench is an amazing champion, but I'm just hoping that they don't overstep their engage here, because you got to bear in mind that their damage is going to be the Diana's going to go in, throw out a whole combo, hopefully have Zhonya's by that point, and then try and get another rotation off. After that, then you got the Victor, Xayah, who are going to have to be this consistent damage at the end of the fight. Yeah. And if they get just shredded through, it's going to be a problem, right? This Jinx, on the other hand, she's got so much protection. You got the Anivia wall, slows, stun, the Morgana stun, the Lulu polymorph, or a speed up for the auto attacks and movement speeds, the Wild Growth, the Camille. I feel like if I was playing any draft at the moment, I feel like I'd want to play the Ablaze comp with a Jarvan jungle. Please.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Please, Jarvan jungle. There we go. Okay, because I feel like if you pick the J4, at least then you have the same engage potential as Diana. Otherwise, you're just playing Morgana and just throwing them out. The one perk of the Morgana is that you can put the Black Shield on the Jinx, so that she doesn't get charmed or knocked up by this Rakan. But you got to put a couple points in it to stop that knockup from going through, because if you max W, you can go through it in one go with the just to get charmed at the end. So overall, I'd rather play the Ablaze comp, which is scary because I haven't eaten a lot today and I'm hungry.
Thinking with our stomach for game 4. Maybe some food for thought though is the fact that the Xayah had been banned away.
I hate your fun. Get out.
Well, if you want to go back to solo casting, I'm sure I can set a fire.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's a fire in the Yar if they lose this next game, right? Because the swing for the reverse sweep would be definitely in the way.
The hob is on. It's on their mind that they've left the hob on. And as the point I was about to make was the fact that Xayah's been banned so far this series. And once Sandy also had some great looks so far this series. He got a quarter kill on Vayne, I will point out. He's not had his hands on the Xayah, and instantly the Xayah's not banned. He leans back onto the Xayah. Looking across the board there at Kenny's been the star for Ablaze so far this series. I am super curious to see how this lane's going to go and how these two do in this game.
I mean, if they win this game theoretically they should have just won the first game as well, and they would have just 3-1 us, right? I will say Slinny has been playing pretty crazy, except from that one smite that he missed last game. I think he's pretty much played flawless, right? So this game, his engages have got to be on point, right? If he doesn't catch this Jinx with the engage, it's gonna be terrible for his team comp, because their team comp is a front to back comp, and you've got a Jinx that is going to be defended by pretty much everyone except from a Camille. If that Jinx just gets the free hit again, it's just going to be untouchable. Last game, you saw what a Jinx could do free hitting, and that was with a Braum, let alone a Lulu who has these things like, she can...
Arden, Everflow, Water Staff thing.
Yeah, and I hope she goes Shirelia's as well. Shirelia's just instant movement speed, wild growth, instant 300 HP added on. It's gone Guardian, so even more so. The exhaust on the Jinx as well. That's going to make it even harder. So, oh no, this is going to be I'm feeling a game 5 here, and I don't know what we do for a game 5, because we've never been in a game 5 before.
We could swap casting roles again, like the last series we said if it went to a game 3.
I've already done a play-by-play today.
Segment.
And I'm not going to do play-by-play when I'm hungry.
I haven't got an appetite for play-by-play.
No, I get quite hangry, and if I get pushed to play-by-play at that point, no one's safe.
No one is safe if we get to that point. Well, it's going to be a little longer away because, apparently we have a house fire issue. I'm not too sure how true that one is, but we have a pause. Those chips are looking a little more distant.
Stop it, man. Oh. Is the test going to involve me 24 hours? I don't know. Either way, I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping that y'all take this out. Okay, I'm hoping. Please.
Well, apparently it's a toilet break. So no house fires this time, no block flyers for me either. So we should be nice and comfortable to enjoy ourselves. Our wonderful game 4.
They're wasting our time. That's what that is. I'll transition it away from seeing our faces into the game now. Also, wait, let me just update I haven't even got the graphic for the score, because I didn't think that y'all were going to lose a game, even though I did say previously that they would. Let me just add in this score so people know.
Take the time as well to move people into the correct positions. Since they can't do it themselves, we'll have to do it on stream for themselves. And there we go, there's a running position. Currently, Yar's the only team to have spent gold, so whilst we're in this pause and no one's really even finished spawning in the fountain, Yar are the favourites 3 seconds in, just by the item difference.
It's the speed difference. Okay, black screen for a second, and there we go. Here's a grey screen for a pause.
And as we say that, we have ourselves a little bit of freedom before we probably have a post-pause. Pause?
Yeah.
It'll come in maybe eventually.
A pre-pause pause?
Post-pause. We love to see those. Just make sure that we know that everything's working as intended. I'd be worried if there wasn't actually a pause after a pause at this point.
Yep, I fully agree with that statement. I would like to thank the Side of a Blaze for actually getting an order every game. Team Yard, we cast with you every week. Is it that hard to do the order? Please?
Just once, please. Would be nice.
If it's that big of a problem, I'm happy to do the draft in Pro Draft, as long as I don't have to move this stuff around.
It's a good shout, actually. Having moved everybody around, we'll have to see where they move their pieces. And so far, it's into the river. They're going to spot our Monty. Monty's going to spot them out. Going to drop a ward in there as well. And so they know that they know that they know they know. I'm just going to walk away. Casual exchange of vision, because direct camera doesn't want to show us, but you can see on the minimap if you're paying dear attention that wards are going to be dropped again by that wolf camp like we saw in first game. So it's pretty much the same start as game 1 so far.
And he waddled away. Waddle.
To the very next day. Gonna be ordering ourselves some duck. Yeah, if I think about it too much.
I've got 3 ducks here. I don't need any more.
Oh, yeah. You'll be alright then.
One of them is a HyperX.
If you want yourself a HyperX, do head on over to HyperX.
If you actually want a HyperX duck, please spam Slayer John in chat right now. I'm sure he can arrange something. If not, he'll hate me for doing it. But if so, please. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to ship you one or something.
Myself, a HyperX duck. I didn't check the river to see if there was a duck. That's a missed opportunity for me. There won't be much of a red buff too much longer either as the regular jungle starts take place. I want to quickly talk about this mid lane because it's something I really know nothing about. It's been quite some time since I played against Anivia, and normally I'm playing as a Zoe, so the wall doesn't really phase me.
I mean, I gotta say, I think Anivia Purse wins. Nice skill check there by Mars being able to get that poke onto him, but on the way out you get hit by 3 times as much as you do.
And the picks just multiplying that one. Zandy are getting a little bit of a tickle there as well.
But it does secure them level 2 prior on this wave, so.
Just the one CS miss there. Not too worried about it. That's the level 2 priority that we were talking about. Can step up and create some distance. Might be able to zone off some of this XP. I don't think it'll be
pushing the wave
too much because the wave's pushing too strongly. It's going to be tickling that minion. Monty tickling minions here as well. They did buff Anivia's auto attacks. It is nice to see them actually do something for once. It's the first time seeing that skin as well. And it does look quite nice. I'd heard some bad things, but I like the splash. So,
is there a way of disabling direct cam from being able to go up to this this top lane? Because we don't need to see that. We do not need to see this time catch.
Oh, there's just a little bit. There's not even a CS difference. Yeah, it's just happening. They're both. Oh, here we go. There's a little bit of something. Yeah, that's that. That's all we need to know. Yeah, they're still there. Cool. Oh, they're still here. Yeah. How long are we going to stay? We're going to get a little bit of a lick in there, as you do.
Yeah, both junglers clearing up to the top side. Look at that Morgana being able to leash both of them, but back in the day, that would have been she would have probably been done by now. When I say back in the day, I mean like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But yeah.
A cheeky little roam from Mars is going to find himself a tower shot and a Guardian proc, and he's going to diddle his way around.
But should be able to give pressure to this, being able to get this Scuttle Crab. That could be very useful.
Yeah, this little birdie's going for a walk, and he's going to find himself support for a crab and a moon god.
Don't you just hate when you're the jungler and you can't get your crab like this? Please don't blabber it. Please don't blabber.
Oh, to be fair, Blabber this year did steal a crab without having to flash. I was quite impressed. Sandy might. No, he's gonna have to flash. I thought there might be a little more pressure from Kenny there, having Pix get the slight. He's gonna get spotted in pure vision with Pix attached to it, but no real harm.
Yeah, just walking it out. Zanya just catching the wave pretty much entirely. Probably could have frozen it out. I believe that they did crash a massive wave. They could have maybe traded HP to get the freeze so Mars couldn't get that roam off, but yeah. Either way, back to the bot lane now. Drake's got a slight CS lead, but there is a massive amount that's about to crash into his Zanya's favor, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. Takes a little bit of a chip trade for it. He's going to catch back up in XP at the very least, if not in CS. And should be fine with that one.
In chat, can we get 1 for a Yar win, 2 for a Blaze win? Just so we can get sort of a poll going. We'll get that back in like 3 minutes time when the delay's done.
Yeah, or if we don't forget. No promises, at least from me. In the meantime, though, we can take a look at the 1s and 2s and the numbers being put up here. Creon going to pick up some CS, adding 1s and 2s to his CS line. Cypher going to be putting those numbers back on himself as the wave crashes like it did in bot lane, nice and tidy. So across the board, if we take a look, pretty quiet, pretty even in CS, 6 apiece for supports as well. No questions, no qualms, no kills. Just a double crab advantage for Slimmy, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be feeling good as a jungler if you get double crab, but he hasn't reset yet for an item, so if Morgana's able to find him on a reset now, you might be able to punish the no item yet, but it's Anivia.
Once you're getting chipped, there's a bird in the bush as well as a bird in the lane. Might be able to look for something. Maz is going to go first and get the flash W and the flash straight back of Monsey, so that's an advantage there for Harry, who's freezing this wave quite well. Monsey going to have to be careful.
The flash was nice. I think the ignite was a bit premature, but either way, you know, she can't walk up to that wave very effectively. If not, she's going to get zoned out by this Diana, who's just going to come back. I think I was looking for a repeat gank as well, but is he sitting on the wall?
Typo's smelling the opportunity, trying to recover this lane here for Monty. Slinder's going to go first. They don't know Typo's here. He's going to get the binding just a little wider short. The shield's going to come down to prevent anything else from happening, but as time spent from Typo as the supports, he's going to have to back. Has the TP for the first time in the series available to use.
Yeah, I think the Morgana just needs to come here, just double the wave, make sure like crashes under tower, sort that out for him. Yeah, looks like that's what's going to happen. I think they never might TP back just to get some prior, but now that you know the Rakan's back in the bot lane, you might be more willing to TP back to that. But no, just missing it on the CS. It could be a good CS advantage then on that bot side. in that mid lane. Sorry, bot side as well. Though.
To see if anything else can happen from it. Still no kill on the board, but normally by this point or around this point, we're expecting a little bit of action. So hold my breath to see if something happens. We have ourselves a cloud now on the table as well. Let's grab a spawning and typos on the right side of the map for that one.
All right, bet. I've just realized someone's saying that I put the names on the wrong way around because I didn't swap them for the last game. Yeah, I'll just remove them. That's fine. Just give me a second to tab out.
Yeah, no worries. Well, nothing's really happening yet. Nothing too exciting. We have Slay starting up the Drake, is the only point. Really worth mentioning. A double reset from Zypher and Harry. So if they wanted to TP for something, they could. And this wave for is stacking. So opportunity for a dive since Slinny is in the vicinity as well. Depends on how healthy he is after this Drake. And there's some pings coming down. I think they could be discussing it or considering it. They would lose out in the other lanes if this dive doesn't go so well. And of course, with that polymorph that we discussed in draft, might not be really the best idea of it. Harry going to be teetering around the edge of that blizzard.
That Nivea skin's Q is so sketchy, honestly. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's surely a banned skin on something. If not this tournament, it has to be banned in some tournaments because that looks so hard to be able to dodge.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fully round sphere, but that looks like more like a polygon, tiny little diamond. Maybe confusable with the E perhaps as well. Just the movement speed that's different.
Pay to win.
Keep my eyes on it in the fights. Pay to win skin, like Headhunter Nidalee, famously. Apparently a Firecracker Corky and Oktoberfest Grangas. We have a bit of action. Slinny's been spotted out here, I think. They have some pings down. Maybe they're just aware of it. I think there's one in the bush. Quiet because we're looking for something, and there's a wraparound here from Mars. He's going to find the knock up here onto Lulu. No polymorph used as of yet. Going to use it instead for the movement speed to get out of that. So Slinny spending some time on the bot side, gets themselves some pressure. Might be able to freeze this wave. Yeah, maybe he's going to hang around to try and threaten.
I mean, it's nice that you got the freeze there, but that is Lulu with Guardian, so you're not going to be able to burst it very fast unless you get that Dyna in to do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah. Azko maybe have overstepped his mark. Going to get the flash in from Slinny. He's going to get the ult as well. Flash out here from Azko, but flash from Mars. Not the flash from Mars, but double dash from Mars spent as well. So flash for flash in this case is a support for the jungle.
I mean, flash.
Oh, it's Jinx flash as well. Sorry.
Jinx
so yeah,
and the heal from Lulu. That's pretty massive there. That means that he can come back to this lane whenever he wants for a free gank. Even Zephyr can just come down for like a TP or something, but looks like he's going to be in trouble in this top side.
Yeah, trouble indeed as Typus found his way in for his own gank. Going to get the flash out of Zypher here. He's going to maybe have to use the passage now that the binding's gone. He's free to do so. Yeah, holds on to that one nice and securely. There's no hook shot or wall dive to get along with it as well. Going to stop the vac even, so going to buy some time for Slinny. Or maybe not. He's going to buy some time from... Yeah, he is. Going to buy time for Slinny instead to try and close this CS gap in the jungle. He's found his way down. It's a bit of an odd one. It's a bit hard to find yourself diving as who now has the ultimate available. Be of note, there's no dragon or objective that they get from here, so Monster just going to get the room and lose out on some CS in that midway.
I think that was just more just to make sure that he crashed down the tower so they can play safer. I think that's a great call, to be honest. Yes, she misses a bit of far mid, but this Jinx is the carry. Okay, we know this from last game that Jinx just needs to be safe, and that way now the wave will push back into them and they can maybe just hold it outside their tower and just be safe with no flashes.
Be safe with no flashes.
Oh, that Q just tilts me. I'm gonna have to do some research on that after. That looks disgusting.
I'm surprised you can see it to say it does look disgusting. I have to keep my eyes open for that one. I'm concerned I might miss it in the team fight, but I think a stun that if it's that massive, it will be hard to miss regardless. Speaking of things hard to miss, we haven't done a very good job of tracking who's been getting these heralds. When they're happening, it's normally after the fact, but as of right now, Typo's found himself his way onto this. Speaking of his way into something, we're going to have a little bit of a hungry little dive here from Zypher. He's going to fail the passage, trying to take the wall dive by the cost. It's a little slow, but does put Creon out of the lane. I think he was due to leave anyway since the wave was crashing, but what do you say? Just an attempt.
He's holding it just outside the tower, though. This could be very good for Zypher. He's holding it as a freeze. Very well played.
Might even be able to stop this back again if he spotted that. I don't think he did.
I don't think he needs to.
Line of vision.
He knows that the TP's going to come through, but either way, I think Camille was fine that either way because he has the flash, but Zephyr's able to maintain that freeze in that top side, and a slight CS lead is starting to appear in his favour.
Yeah, something else that's appearing is 2 Yar members into this bot side. They did get spot on that try brush ward before taking the blast code. It's going to get polymorphed, it's going to get zapped, going to get slowed, and going to get deterred from that dive. A fine setup, but a little bit sloppy on the execution. Finds the ward and punishes the ward for being so cheeky as to spot them out on their way. I will point out now that since Monsty's TP'd into the lane, there is now a TP advantage here for Yar if they wish to use it.
I'd like to say that if that was a Braum, I'm pretty sure he gets engaged on it anyway. Polymorph, who knew? Broken ability. We should start seeing some rotations down for this Mountain Drake that's going to be coming in soon, but Anivia is coming down to the spot side, maybe trying to force something happening.
Well, as you say, rotations down, and as it happens, Anivia appears to walk into the top side of the screen. Going to look to push for something again. There is double dashes available. It's just going to, as you say, push this wave and make sure that this Jinx is nice and comfortable and nice and safe despite having no flash. I'm going to be able to clear out any of this vision. I want to stick around. I suspect that they suspect that Slenny's in the vicinity, which he very much is. Going to be able to.
I mean, we know that the Drake's going to be a good one, right? We know it's got to be Ocean or Infernal here, so I feel like you should really just try and contest for this. It is a Mountain Drake at the end of the day at the moment, and that is good on you no matter. And after that, then you know you've got one ready for the next one. Looks like Sneezy's going to pick this up. That means that they're too closer to Ocean Soul or Infernal Soul. I'm going to say Infernal just simply because we haven't had one yet today.
Yeah, and it'd be fitting for a Blaze as well. And as a Blaze, they start to get their fires cooking in the bot lane. And Creon's going to TP in and find his way here onto Mars. But it's Kenny who picks up the first blood here. Is exactly what you want that on if you're in a Blaze fan. Zandy are going to be dodging away from the bindings. He's going to get the feathers back. He's going to get the root onto 2. I think he gets a trade kill. No, he doesn't. That shield is huge. Kenny almost outrun that shield, to be honest, with the tower shot following. But that's 2 kills there. And the first 2 kills on the board for a Blaze. Oh, maybe looking for an answer. Slenny unable to find the Crescent Strike. Gonna knock Creon over for him. 6-man Harry just gonna knock him out of that one.
Zephyr's slow to push this wave under the tower, but looks like Anivia will move up to catch it. But yeah, they're probably gonna miss out most of this wave. Will stop him from being able to push more, but he'll trade it back for a plate. But either way, great play on the bot side. I think they left that kill then for the Jinx, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, exactly that, right. At the height of this game, we're talking about this being basically a Kenny composition. It's a Kenny Blaze Esports at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean,
super well, 1-0-1. It's the start you want.
Yeah, I mean, he's had so much attention already. You know, the Morgana's tried to come down a couple of times. I'm assuming that this Herald's going to go on him as well. And this Anivia, every time the wave is looking like it's going to get frozen against him, or he's going to have to overextend to get it, the Anivia comes down, covers it, helps him push it out, and then it's perfectly safe then. So this Jinx is looking pretty much unstoppable going forward.
Unstoppable going forward, and as you say, that the Herald comes down as well. Great. Tidy read of what's been happening here. Monty on the top side is going to get the stuff of blue as well, so they'll be able to hold this mid lane priority. Xantiard not looking like it's going to be held too much longer. There's a TP for answer here for Yard, though. Guardian propped out. Mars looking for the counter engage. Does get the knock up despite the black shield being in place. Going to get Typo out down, and that's a kill here. And to Xantiard is going to be the answer. He's going to look for a second one. Hand it over to Slinny is the Lulu. Maybe they're looking for a third. He's going to flash and pull it back in. Jinx, that's Kenny. That's the member you want to be fed, and instead he is dead. Kenny going to get taken down. That's 3 kills there for Yar in answer for the head.
Yeah, just complete and utter disrespect for the TP then. I don't know who they thought it was the TP. Maybe they thought it was just Victor instead of it being Palm Kench, but either way, they just collapsed on it. And, I mean, they just got destroyed by that. And I don't know what to say, really, because if the Morgana didn't go for the binding on the Xayah, I think they would have been fine to back out. The Jinx got caught by the Rakan charm, but yeah, complete and utter greed there.
Yeah, as well. Maybe if they were able to call a focus and finish off the tower, or the Black Shield came out a little sooner, maybe that fight goes slightly differently. Asco maybe in the wrong place. Maz, I don't think, realizes he's going to get the knock-up still in the end. The Feathers are coming down, unable to find the route, and the Chompers are going to dissuade that one. Cypher's going to find himself next to a wall in the blizzard. And Nivea doing her best Yar impression rather than a Blaze. It's going to have to flash away, though. Cypher going to find the passage onto Nivea. Yes, I'm happy about that one. Meantime, these backs could be looked to stop, but not going to try for anything there. No flashes available, know that maybe they're overstepping.
Yeah, I mean,
so just take a drink quick.
I think Jinx might be able to pick up this tower on the bot side, but look at Harry. He's overextended flash burn early, but Morgana should be able to land.
He's got the Chaos Storm. He might be able to get one here. He does. He is able to trade that one back. Creon King overstepping the mark. Well, I say overstepping. He's overblading the mark. He hasn't got feet. He's playing Camille.
Morgana's dead now.
Speaking of feet, Morgana might now be dead. There's a dude with a tongue, and he's very, very attracted to your taste. Typo. He's going to use the blast code. We're going to put himself back into melee range. Give over a grass proc. The passage is going to come through. Black Shield may be now available again. Yeah, just going to be able to walk that one, but that's a flash again burnt.
Yeah, I mean, great stun by Harry just to be able to push off the Morgana, but really, Typo should have flashed over it to be able to get that CC to kill the kill. Then Camille probably would have lived there. I think just a slight error there that maybe could have saved them a lot of trouble there. Either way, the Jinx did pick up that tower bot side and shouldn't be feeling too bad about themselves. The hyper carry is there.
Hyper carry is there. Zypher under the tower is going to be there for quite some time. He does have the grey health yet to use. He's going to use it to absorb up that empowered E from Monsi. Going to be slowed. Going to have that. Oh my god, that is tiny and horrifically small, but he's going to heal up on the backside. He has the grey health yet available again. He's going to use it. Going to get the grass proc here as well. Keep himself afloat. It's not going to keep himself afloat long enough. Harry's going to be missing most of his spells. The Jigsaw I thought was going to connect with Nivea, but of course it's their own teammate. And the egg is just going to get devoured up there by Harry. He's happy to have that 300 gold.
Yeah, I mean, really well played there. I think that the Nivea tried a bit too hard to force that, but either way, I think you take that trade. I mean, you're happy to get the gold, so you can just tunnel later and just non-stop clear waves, so that's fine. Are they able to knock this tower down mid? No, I don't think so. So it's going to be a walkout here.
And committing that many members to the top side gives Kenny some time on the rest of the side of the map. As you see, being able to push in under that tower, not quite able to get it, and there's still time for the Jinx to.
But they should be able to get this Drake for free. I mean, Harry's still top. They should just be able to burst this with Jinx, but they do open up the mid lane tower in exchange for it. So when leaving now, they have to be super careful because they could just be walking into their own jungle when they have a Spanish Inquisition waiting for them.
Yeah, something you don't expect is particularly potent, and they do expect themselves to be overextending, so they're going to check themselves and get out of dodge before they
no one ever expects this.
Nobody does. Nobody really ever does. And that's what makes them so threatening. So maybe no Spanishes today. We'll have to wait and see, because of course, now that we expect them, they probably won't a bit.
Yeah, Dinosaur and Herald here, maybe a bit greedy with the rest of the team not showing, but...
There's the cheeky hitbox there from Monster. He's going to get the Black Shield immediately dropped in the Chaos Storm, and Harry's going to get the Phase Rush just to walk out. He's doing a squirrel impression, and the Shield and Guardian there from Mars is a little bit clutch. The sidestep there from the Zap, but the Rockets and the heal is just going to keep Harry alive. He's able to burn so much there out of a blaze and still walks free.
I mean, either way, I mean, that was pretty crazy. I mean, a lot of summoners burnt there from the side of VR just to get that, just to escort Mr. President out there. Pretty crazy. I will say that if you're a Blaze there, you're not feeling too bad about the amount of things that went down there, but you're sort of maybe just a little bit gutted that you didn't get that kill on the back end.
Yeah, it's a mental victory, if not a summoner spell victory there for you. Shutdown saved as well, so that is quite important.
Essence Reaver first on Xayah. Okay. Yep, we'll leave that one be.
I much prefer Presence of Mind, personally. I'm a Presence of Mind enthusiast.
Well, so Essence Reaver, ruined this item.
Exactly. Gonna have to see what he can do with Essence Reaver. I know he's very, very comfortable in that champion. I highlighted in the draft, of course, that my eyes are very much attuned to Kenny and Zendia in this game on these carries, because they've been a little bit of the story for these games while Slimmy has really. Oh my god, that hitbox is really, really hard to read. And there's the Flash Charm here. Going to try and overread there on Monsi. Monsi with the Black Shield's going to survive maybe a second longer than he should, but still falls down there in the end. So they now have a numbers advantage here on this top side, and the things are coming down here on Baron.
But that's the problem.
The Herald available as well if they wanted. They could push with Herald and Baron.
That's the problem with these enchanter mids, not enchanters, these control maiden mid. You haven't got the mobility that you'd normally expect, and with that flash on this Anivia, easy pickings for the Rakan.
Yeah, easy pickings indeed. Bird versus Bird. Rakan is winning out on that one. He's maybe looking for a little bit more Bird on the menu. He's going to put himself into the chompers. Just pad the CC score of Jinx there. How generous.
It's alright. Some people, just got to help out someone.
A little courtesy.
Up stats.
As Typo's found himself on a ward and Harry's found him, he's going to use the blast cone to get away, but it is dropped down to 25% health. Harry having a bit of a problem with that wall, wasn't sure about what way he wanted to go around it. But there's now 3 members on this side. Mars has found himself a flank under this tower. There is no egg yet available for Anivia. There's the Herald coming down as well, but Anivia able to clear this wave. I'm not too sure Much is going to happen. Slinny has flash available. Might be able to find something if they group like that together. He's looking for it. I can smell it. He can smell it. He's going to find the Zonias instead. That's not really got any scent at all. He's going to get locked up and stunned up on the backside. He's still going to go in and pull Monty in for one. He's going to get the flash out of him and locked up on the backside. Not even able to get the tower. The rest of the members just going to have to stroll away.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see that was close, Lulu still had ulti ready to go, so maybe a bit of an aggressive play there, trying to trade something back, but I mean, Blaze just picked that up, and who did that kill go on to? Was it the Nivea? This could be Baron. This is
Nivea or the Morgana, but really what's more important is this Baron, and it is going quite fast. Like this Jinx is 2 items, the Rune and the Kraken. She is melting this thing along with the Nivea, taking damage to the true damage here from Camille as well. The wall's going to make it a little difficult for Yard to approach, but Zypher doesn't care about walls. He's just put himself right over and in the middle of everyone's going to flash forward. They're looking for Kenny's, but he's eating up Muncie instead, who has the Black Shield and he has the egg left to go. Is now pops. Mars on the backside is going to prevent Camille from getting in. Harry's going to be poked out of this one. That's double kill for Mars. It's not the person you want it on, but it's a double kill that you'll take all the same. Harry looking to win this 1v1 is going to get true damage out of that one. Not quite enough with the whatever the Victor spells are called to keep himself alive. But I think that's a win for Yard. 1 for 3.
Yeah, slightly misplayed there by Kenny. Honestly, walked into the stun from the Victor. Also, the Lulu using the ult on the Nivea, who was in egg form, really just not good. She really saved that stuff for the Jinx. She needs that. She needs the W speed up. But I believe the Lulu used it on herself again. So this Jinx was nearly untapped in that game, but she just didn't have the enchanter abilities behind her to really clean up there, and then just got punished by it.
Yeah, I was very close as well, because I remember Zandio getting pretty low. Harry was pretty low on the backside of that, and
could have been an ulti.
That one. It's a pity that some of those kills didn't get on the members that you want, but it is still kills that you're picking up all the same. Mars isn't upset about having them, I don't think, either.
Yeah, you gotta hate when the support steals the kill, eh? Oof.
Oh, how you rue the day, eh? Now, at an actual substantial lead, now at 5k, comfortably say Yara in the favour. Maybe not so favourable as that fight was, maybe closer than you'd like. A little bit of a binding there onto Mars is going to keep him stuck in that position for a little while, but not going to be stuck enough to stop them from evading into this river. Or looking for a flank on this side. He has the members grouped up. If he wanted to look for something he could, but Slinny's not really in the vicinity to follow up for that massive wombo that you would love to see. It might still be enough, though. This Infernal Drake is not the sole point, but it is still quite important. Mars at half HP. Monty looking to zone some people out. Zypher on the backside. Slinny going to get an ult here straight onto 2, but he hasn't got members in the vicinity. Zypher's going to get in there and he's going to get locked up, and he's got choppers on the other side. He's got grey health and he looks a lot like a squirrel, but he is going to die all the same. Eventually, it took a goddamn while. Mars finds a knock up into 2 and a charm onto 3 instead, and Zandia with the feathers, and look at them, and the group in the Chaos Storm is going to be massive, but the Jinx looking to be massive again. Half HP with the Black Shield gets the shutdown there onto Mars. And that's just going to be that fight for now. They're going to walk away and take the Blast Cone over. So it's an Infernal Drake for Yart, but I think that's a pretty even fight overall.
I mean, yeah, but if you're a Blaze, surely it's a shame that you don't get the Drake. But on the bright side, you took out 2 Baron buffs, and you got the extra members. I'm sure you're more than happy about that at this point going into this game, and I think one of those kills was picked up by the Jinx as well. So
yeah, that was the shutdown onto Mars.
That scaling opportunity is there. I do think that they do need that Lord Doms though next item, but he's going to go for the lifesteal item again. If you saw how long it took to burn through that Zephyr, he's going to need it going forward. This tank is just going to get more and more so. Look, Thormail already picked up as well. It's going to be unbearable.
Unbearable. Well, I think you'll find that's a frog, so I'll call it unfroggable. I'm sorry. I should. I thought better of it, and then I still said it.
Volibear was last game.
I'm just as bad as Freak, man. I'm speaking without volition. Jesus Christ. So anyway, moving forward before I cringe too hard. Looking not to cringe at throwing this game again. It's still a little bit tentative. I think I called it at the start of that fight that these team fights are maybe closer than they'd like, considering.
Yeah, and if we learn anything from the last game, 5k gold doesn't make a difference. 15k gold difference doesn't make. When you have a Jinx, especially with Kenny playing it, it just takes one of these fights where if he picks up 3 kills, I think he could just switch into hard carry mode at this point. And
do you reckon we could get sponsored by FTX as well? The gold indifference.
Maybe. John, I know you're watching. Get on it.
You've been dabbling with some Bitcoin. Maybe we can get other crypto sponsors available.
Shiba is my pet peeve. But yeah, I'm more than happy to promote. maybe some Bud Light for the Bud Light Ace. I'm more than happy to sit here drink that during the cast, but at the moment I've got my HyperX sponsored water.
If you force me to say the Bud Light Ace during cast, I might be a little bit upset. But anyway, if you do want to sponsor or cheer for one of these teams, do so in the chat. This one's getting a little tentative and a little close. Yeah, are doing a pretty good job of walking a blaze around for the moment, trying to focus on these outer towers and objectives whilst they have the Baron buff, making use of getting that standing guard, as we love to say. Trying to get some vision set up as well. Typo doing a fine job along with Azco of preventing that. But in the meantime, Jinx is able in the base to farm up some of these waves. This time Zandia is matching for that CS though.
But the problem this time is that everyone's escorting around this Jinx, but she's not getting this solo XP that she had in the previous last games, which is why she had these massive advantages going into this late game. At the moment, the Lulu is attached to him, but I was going to see Camille getting...
Yeah, Camille attached to the wall is also now attached to Rakan, getting charmed up and locked up in the Hextech ultimatum. Not going to be enough, and Chaos Storm's going to pick that one up there for Harry with the Death Ray in combination. So that's now a 5 versus 4 advantage. Cypher could join this one at any time with the TP as well. They're going to escort this wave in. It's not quite Jinx, but it's going to be a threat all the time. Typo looking for something with the bindings, not going to find it. Harry looking for a little bit of damage. Has the phase rush proc to go. The spell shield is down. Now that could be a big mark to go in, but they are down some key ultimates. They wanted to fight this, and of course Jinx with that Lulu is so hard to deal with most of the time.
They don't even need to worry about wave clearing, but why are you stepping outside your base? Why?
Stepping outside your base, you've got egg on your face, but you haven't got an egg to respawn from. Black shield down, Typo with the Zhonya's.
You have a Nivea Jinx. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?
Gold wrapped, that one.
Why? Like, you have no pressure to get outside the base at the moment. There's no objectives. You have nothing to force. You have a dead member. Please just let the Nivea just sit back, one-shot the whole wave with her ulti, let the Jinx auto-attack it 3 times, one-shot it, please. You don't have to force anything, just let them push it into you. It's free farm, you don't have to put any risks, and at the end of the day, you probably won't die for it.
Exactly, you can just pay patiently and safe and let the Jinx do the work. So long as you don't make Jinx's job harder, you'll be doing your job. Instead, Typo makes a bit of a, well, I was going to say I suppose it's a macro typo. Micro typo? Either way, he oversteps in that bottom lane and gives over 300 gold. I believe it was Zandia that picked that one up as well. So again, a little bit harder to check in on items now. So yeah, Zandia ahead on gold on Jinx. Although I suspect Jinx backing has some gold to spend. Might be looking to complete a Bloodthirster or an IE. If that's the two things she has the options for.
Here's the IE. But please, Lord Doms.
Lord Doms is the request. Well, on the menu though for Ya is this Baron. They're going to get spotted out by that blue trinket. They might look to get this dragon instead, knowing that they can't do it. Jinx has stopped. There's the rocket on the minimap. Is it going to get it? Mars is going to block that one in rotation. So that's the Baron Masher Mark II for Ya again. Looks like they're trying to force a fight here. They're in the same position that SKT came back against EDG all the way back in 2017. Group stage round 1.
Oh, Morgana just gives it away.
Down here onto Zypher, and Morgana gives it away. There's a flash in here for Mars. He's going to wait out the other flashes to get the knockout. That's Aspo almost down, but who is down? It is Crayon on that Camille. No front line there, and never uses the wall to get out. You've got 4 members, 3 of them split apart. The Lulu on a touch of HP. Zypher looking for something.
Jinx's damage is coming through.
Something. Jinx's damage is coming through. Sliny onto half with the puddle in the way as well. Zandia is fancying something. He's going to get the Zhonya's out of Typo again, and with the feather set up behind him, he's just going to absolutely delete with no Zhonya's available as well. That's egg popped here. Sliny with the ult move puts the Zhonya's in, and just the right time. Zypher with the great health as well. It doesn't matter how much damage your Jinx could do if it's not going to get through the frog. That's the reason he is off the bench this game, and that's going to be Soul for you.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Lulu ult used prematurely. You need to save that to be able to knock the Diana away from him. And then no heal, no exhaust. I mean, I think at that point, he's just not used to playing with this Jinx. I think they should be able to open up the base here, maybe even get triple inhib, and then push for the end.
As a wave that's pretty big in top, they got this mid tower already. There's 4 of them. There's seconds now remaining on the Morgana and the Lulu, but they haven't got the Anivia or the Jinx. They're 2 wave clear sources, and of course you're looking at the Baron buff minion Sliny being able to walk this one in here with Zypher. Camille can't really do too much more. She won't be able to rotate to the other lanes in time. There's at least 2 inhibs now for ER. They're going to back up away from this one in top. They're going to back up away from the ones in bot. They're going to take their winnings, look to reset for maybe the last fight. But the last time we said there's just one more fight in it, it went on for another 10 minutes, and that 10k godly vanished. So Ya in the same position, looking to close a lot more cleanly than they did before. And to be fair, maybe a little bit more set up to do so, considering the position of this Jinx.
There's an Elder. I mean, anything can happen. what do I say? Last game, open Nexus, and still were able to come back. So, I mean, there's 11k diff. Normally at this point, I'd say the game's over, but we've seen them come back from worse, and I believe in their mental ability to come back. And yeah, I'm happy that they've at least had one game, and I'd be happy if they do lose. I'm sorry, but I'm hungry and I want my chips.
I expect are hungry for this Nexus after the last game as well. I don't think they'll be waiting to stick around for you to even give a prediction for how long this one's going to take. And I don't think we want to jinx this one again, so we're just going to let that one go. As Mars takes a little bit of a tickle from the Dark Binding, he's going to lose his shield passive. He doesn't really care. His Infernal Assault is going to help him push in this wave. Because that one ward's going to get a lot of value and spot 4 people out. And this ward is not going to get so much value and just get cleared. Let's put it down. Yeah, now just taking the steps. There is a TP from Zypher should something happen before he gets into position. A Blaze in the position now where they have to put out these fires yet again like it was in game 1 with all of these inhibitors open.
Oh, that's
all of these pushing waves and the Baron buff. That is half the health on most of the engage gone. Mars might not be feeling so confident if he looks for something, but that doesn't stop Selene looking for something and he finds himself a black shield and no real engage. Oh, Jesus Christ, Harry. That's a lot of damage.
I need some
He's playing a mage. He's a bit of a wizard once. He's going to find that same fact out. It's going to get the zombies out of him at the least, but that's a little further back they have to go. Zypher's now found his way into that top lane as well. There's 2 super minions on that wave. I don't think they can stick around for this tower for too long. They might just have to give this inhib whilst people are hitting the fountain. They're going to find the binding a little wide.
Zypher's not even here, though.
Zypher's not even here. He's found himself, as I said, onto that top lane inhibitor, and he's attracting 2 members. They might be able to force on the other side. I don't know what's happening, but they are dying. There's Mars going in. He's going to get the Guardian and the Flame Chompers on the way back, but they get that last. The Shirelles has popped now. I'm not sure what that one's for. It's a bit of a miss for a re-engage. The Nivea Q is short as well. Zypher's going to eat up Kimil. I'm going to get pulled in and just dropped in the middle of the team. They were hungry and they all had you as a 1-course meal for 5 members. That's not where you want to be. The Baron buff has run out, but the feathers are still coming out nice and strong. Jinx Rocket's still nice and strong as well. Remember, if they want to save this game, it's going to be on the back of Kenny. I don't think they have anybody else that can do it. Keep your eyes on that Lulu as well. That last tower is going to be next on the menu, and after that, it is the members for Jinx. She's going to get that rocket, but it's not going to be enough. The Nexus is already down to half. I think they've done it. I think they've done it. I think they've done it. They have quashed, they have quelled, and they have snuffed out the flame of a Blaze. A Blaze is now extinguished. Yeah, Team Ice taking it ahead of them.
I mean, what a bounce back, honestly. After that last game, it was a big bounce back. Yeah, you know, they threw a massive lead. I've lost your camera.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. It's fun. Oh no, you're
That's
back.
fine.
There
I'm not that pretty. Oh, I'm back. Maybe I am pretty. There we go.
There we go. Either way, I mean, yeah, a great bounce back. Honestly, from losing at 15k ahead to come back in this game, I thought there were some sketchy moments, but I will say in this last game, Zanzar stepped up on his main champion, able to compete with Kenny on this Jinx.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure he was leading in gold for most of the game on this and I think in the last Drake fight, I think it was because of Zanzar's ult that was able to push the Jinx to the one side, which then let Selene go for that engage. Honestly, insanely well played. Maybe some building could be adjusted here and there. I'm not sure about the Essence Reaver first, but either way, I mean, worked well. They won this game. Yeah. I gotta say, I think Zanzar was a big part of why they won this game this time around.
Yeah, especially around that Drake, being able to step forward and find really the position to re-engage, knowing that he has the ultimate to pull back as well. I will quickly say that we've been offered an interview from Mars and from Zypher, although Zypher's currently at the toilet. If we're looking to do interviews, I know you're running off for chips probably as soon as you can.
Hey, I'm happy to do an interview quickly. We can call it a 5-minute interview, but yeah. Overall, who would you like to give the MVP to for the series? I've got my idea in the mind. Who are you thinking?
I think the Quiet Award winner is probably Zypher. I don't think he had a game where he really struggled. Maybe the KO one with the ultimate, he maybe got caught out at the end a little too much with the supreme display of talent. I think that's the only time I've been critical of him. But across all of his lanes, he's looked strong. I think it's hard not to give it to Selene though with the performances in their wins. Guess his Diana game was not so very explosive, but a lot of the engages that weren't being taken up by Mars, he was getting flashes pretty much every time he was in the.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think it's gotta be Selene. Even in this last game, you may not say that like he hasn't got the kills to back, but he went for those constant engages. His job wasn't to be the one to have the kills. He was the one to get the engage off, get the damage down, CC them for anyone else to follow up, right? and he played that. Yeah. He played that perfectly. I will say Zanzar did play perfectly in this game, but across the whole series, it's got to be Slenny. He popped off across every single one. I will like to give the ace award for the losing team to Kenny.
Okay? Yeah, for sure.
That's
for
fair.
Sure.
That's fair. No, there's no reason needed to be given. But yeah, that has to be the case.
Yeah. I don't know how you want to get Mars in here, but he's ready and wanting for an interview.
I believe he can just join. He does have permission to do that sort of stuff, so I think he can just drag himself in if he feels like it.
I shall let him know. So we might get an interview. I know it's not going to be too long because I don't want you to go hungry after such a fun day of casting.
That's fun. It's fun.
Shine light on some of the players, maybe get additional bit of insights for the people at home on the series and some takeaways because it's quite the series. I think maybe that's the question. Thoughts after that full game series? Hello.
All right, let me just turn you up because I've got you pretty much muted.
Ben's in the toilet, and I know you have to rush off, so I thought I'd just join.
Yeah,
you're very welcome to.
That's fully fine. Would you like
I don't think Ben's going to come for some reason.
That's fine. Just let's just have a rundown of how you think the games went and what you feel like going into the next game series. I believe it's against Haven.
Yeah. Game 1, 2, and 4 were pretty nice, but game 3 we just got way too confident that we were gonna just dive them and end straight away. But then the dives didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like there was so much opportunity for just the Trin just to walk up when there was minions and just auto attack it, just dive for it, or even just use the tank, the ulti to go through it, and you could have just done it. But yeah, it was just unfortunate. You just stalled out long enough, and then the Jinx just hit that point where you couldn't get on top
she
of
found what you never wanted to find. Really.
Yeah, she found the button that was called Lord's Doms and buy, and then just threaded through your whole team.
I think she went from like 2 levels down to like 3 levels up.
It was the
inhibs.
It was the bot. The bot inhib gave her a 2-level advantage, and then all 3 she just farmed each one, and the whole team just left her alone.
That was crazy. We literally laughed so much.
Yeah, I remember she didn't do anything until 20 minutes because she spent the entire time side laning, right? Because you dropped the Herald in mid and she found the counter kill on the tower in bot lane. And she just spent the entire time farming.
What do you think those are blaze dives? Those were kind of nutty in game 3, right?
I think the impressive one was the game 1 on the Casio. That was a good dive. No?
I can't remember game 1. You'll mess it up.
Brett wasn't even here, so don't worry.
Yeah, I had a fire alarm. That's
the
joke.
Casio dive? I genuinely don't remember it. Did we dive here and mess it up? Or?
No, the Zac came in and just pretty much landed it directly on Zanzar and just knocked you up. Luckily, your ignite and Slows like killed her on the back end.
Yeah, I had to quit at 4 minutes and I came back and she was 3-2.
My Alistair game, oh god, that was woeful. I think I did one good
I'm not going to talk about it because it really is not not fun.
We had a nice dive on the Kai'Sa though in the Kai'Sa game. It wasn't too bad putting their TPs. That went well.
Yeah, that went fine.
Yeah, well,
quite happy with that one.
Have you got any ideas of what you're going to do in preparation for the Haven game? Or not spoilers.
We're normally pretty good against Tensai Haven, so we'll probably just do our thing.
I'm not saying anything about them.
We're saving a couple of picks for finals, so
we're
ready for that.
Overshooting already.
Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway, can I ask about the tournament then, since we're on the topic of picks? Is it something that you practice, or is it something you felt like, or just Harry felt confident with in general?
Might have been Harry's 3rd time on trend.
Right.
You could tell based off the build where he went Goldrink instead of.
Oh, and he didn't press R a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh god, really? That would be fun to see in the vault. Lol.
Yeah, the first turnaround from Jinx started because she got excited because he didn't press R at half HP from a Jinx rocket.
Oh god,
it's a feels bad, and I think we're gonna have to call it an end to this series because 1, I'm hungry, and 2, we've been casting for over 4 hours now.
Wow.
Yeah, long day. I'm sure it was a long day playing. Thank you everyone for watching. Tune in next Thursday, or we reschedule it again.
So yeah, it should be Thursday 6 unless something else comes up. I'm not sure what the rearrange was for this time. Might have been a Blaze, might have been us.
Okay.
It was us.
It was us. Okay. Do you know if it's likely to be rearranged?
Nah,
Rearranged?
it was just our ADC Zandiar.
Oh.
Zandiar.
Yeah.
He was not free.
Fair enough. So yeah, everyone that's been here and enjoyed the stream with us for all 4 hours of it, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did because it was a blast. I hope you enjoyed playing as well, Miles. It looked a little tumultuous at times. Maybe the first game and the third game a little less fun, but the other two looked. So if you want more of that kind of fun, especially against Haven, who we know so well, you can join us for the semi-finals after our 3-1 victory today. So if we're happy to toss it, we're happy to say goodbye to you people.
Right.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Love you lots. Bye.